hello. Welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone live on Wednesday night. Florida Classic Week. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, Marcus Green. Good to see you, brothers. How you doing tonight?
Doing wonderful.
Doing great as always. When I'm here with my brethren and my fellow Rattlers and HBCU onlookers. It's classic week. I'm super.
I
Marcus,
think another milestone too.
What?
Another milestone too.
Oh yeah, exactly, man. Happy birthday, Kay. Happy birthday. You know, I sent it to you with a text, but we'll say it live and on wax. Happy birthday to you, old man. I mean, young fella.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Watch who you calling old. Ain't nothing old over here, brother. I'm a young tenderoni. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's the story, and sticking to it. There you go. Exactly. What's good in your world, Marcus?
Everything's going good. You know, no complaints. Everything's going well. Coming off a win, which is a good thing. A win in football. Mm-hmm. So, just looking forward to the rest of the week.
Give me a second. Go ahead. Give us some other little nuggets of what's been going on. I'm trying to send out this last little post on our Twitter page. So hello to everybody that's watching the show on all the feeds, Instagram, Twitter, trying to get the Twitter stream working here, YouTube, all the other places, YouTube, Facebook. Hello, hit the thumbs up and the like button.
Yeah, we're gonna also we're gonna cover. Marcus ain't did his thing, in totality in a minute. So we're gonna set Marcus loose around the 9 o'clock hour, because we have some really exciting news in the recruiting world, with all sports. Tennis made a real splash. Of course, basketball's made a real splash, and baseball made a real splash. So a lot of good news on the recruiting trail.
Yeah, Coach Shute put me to work last week, dropping some names. I was like, oh, okay. So we have to see how that works out. But yeah, we got try to catch everybody up to date with some of the names of people that. And thanks to the great help of a lot of people who've been sending me information. So it's going to help out. And, looking forward to this weekend and hopefully having a good result on Saturday. But keeping an eye out on things going on in the conference. And I guess we'll also have a special guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. One of our championship coaches coming on. So looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, I mean, we hosting the volleyball tournament, and we've got the hottest team in the conference. I know Peerview's got to be upset that they got to play, that we're the 8th seed and the host team, and we coming in winning 7 out of the last 8, something like that.
Wow. Okay.
Is that what
it is? Coming off of victories of 2 teams ahead of us in the standings.
Yeah. The only team we played that multiple times that we hadn't beaten is Alabama A&M.
Mm-hmm. And I still think we collapsed. I think we talked about a couple of weeks ago. We in the third set, we were up 7-8 points. Of one of the listeners posted it and allowed them to come back, and that turned the tide in that match in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to Coach Gokhan and ask him what's that magic that's been happening over these last 3-4 weeks, because it's really turned around. We're not only winning, we're sweeping.
Yes.
So just look, we'll go through all that. Some interesting conversations back and forth regarding the volleyball tournament and how that all went. We had volleyball finished 9-7, tied with 4 other schools. Basically, essentially the bottom, well, five through 8 seeds all tied at 9 and 7. And so, we came up on the short end of the straw with the tie
because we split with the other two, but we lost to Alabama A&M.
Yeah, we got swept by
twice.
them.
Yeah.
So that was the difference, right?
Yeah, it was. But there's always a great chance to redeem yourself at home. And so even though, yes, we do play Prairie View A&M, and that's the first game out the box.
Who's their loss to in conference? You know?
I didn't
look. Do you know who their loss was to?
I'm on their schedule. I'm on the SWAC site right now looking because they finished 15-1 in conference play. Their one loss came to Bethune-Cookman.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the same weekend I think that they were here.
Mm-hmm.
So, they lost to Bethune 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah, so but they pretty much have rolled the rest of the SWAC. 15-1 conference record, 18-11 overall, won 8 in a row. We'll show the standings. I've got them.
Yeah.
I got them up. We can get to them here shortly if you want, or we can wait to Coach Gokhan's segment.
We'll wait to Coach Gokhan's segment. We got something else we want to get to.
Yeah. Gotta first off, gotta give you guys some praise on the Monday night show. Again,
Yes.
The Monday night review, another successful recap of Florida A&M football's win against Alabama A&M. Shout out to Keith on the hosting job. Tashay and Ashley, Fang Exchange, Jay Peets, Penalty Talk, Troy, Fat Mouth Sports. Always great commentary, great analysis. Really you guys, FAMU sports media super friends. That's as we like to dub them. You guys do an outstanding job. It's a fun watch and listen. If you haven't had a chance to go and watch it, you can find it. It's available on our channel, the O&G StrikeZone YouTube page, the JBN. It's also on the podcast network, BCSN Pod Zone. So you can go and watch or listen via podcast as well. Troy didn't cuss. Got close. Y'all got close a couple times. It's all good. Good stuff.
Been that kind of year.
You guys do it. I got a real chuckle out of hearing so many of the RJ Johnson detractors finally heaping some praise on my boy. I got a good chuckle out of that. He did.
Hey, he earned it.
I got a good chuckle out of that.
He balled out.
I got a good chuckle out of that.
You gotta be fair. Got to be consistent.
Yeah, y'all definitely were. And I agree with many of you. One of that 2-minute drill drive. The drive, I mean, that was an outstanding drive.
It was.
It might have been the drive of the year. I still go back to that 99-yard drive being pretty special. But that right there might have been the drive of the year because it was so sharp. 7 plays. I remember it too. 7 plays, 75 yards. It was a thing of beauty. And so that was a fun drive to call. And we just kind of marched down the field, and I couldn't believe it when we got in the end zone. I kind of looked over at Albert Chester, and I was like, did we just do that in 7 plays? I mean, man, that looked flawless. And he was like, man, Bryan, I said, we should be able to do that every week. I said, you're right. Yes, sir. We sure should have. So,
Kelvin, Kelvin and Bryan, I want to ask you a question. I thought I saw it, and I was somewhat distracted on Saturday watching the game. I was trying to do some yard cleanup right before it started turning cold. But I thought I saw a couple of plays. Well, one thing I always liked, and I don't know if it was just a Charlie Ward special, but when I forgot what they called it, I guess the fast break offense when they had Rock Preston and Warwick Dunn in the backfield, sidecar with Charlie Ward. Did I see a couple plays like that Saturday?
We have seen
I saw at least one or two.
Yeah, we have shown it once or twice where we have both backs in the backfield.
Okay, I know sometimes I think on occasion also saw like Wilcher or Goldie Lawrence as the sidecar. But I think that the plays I'm thinking of may have been at least 2 plays where they had 2 running backs in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me, because I always wonder if we could ever incorporate that in, even the last couple of years, even when Coach Simmons was here, if we could do something like that, just to see what kind of matchups and disadvantages we could create.
Yeah, there's definitely been some growth. I give credit with the offense. There have been some growth over the last 2 or 3 games for sure.
Now, I did want to ask, as a follow-up to this past game, and like I said, I was slightly distracted, but I know we got that interception because I was listening to it on my phone, and I couldn't watch it because I was like moving heavy stuff, but I could hear it. And I want to say the 3rd down play, it looked like he was trying to go to the end zone instead of instead of getting the 1st down. Because I don't think we weren't in a goal to go situation. We were in the red zone or close to it. So what was the play calling then? That was one of the things that, if I had to do my good, bad, and ugly, that was some of the decisions that were made at some parts of the game. I was like, that was one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't press towards getting the 1st down. And if I'm remembering correctly, is I didn't get a chance to rewatch the game, we would have scored first.
We ended up
missed the field goal
first anyway. We ended up scoring first anyway, but that we talk about it on the Monday show, and essentially that first drive was a point of frustration because we got an interception. We was like on the 38 or somewhere around there, so it was on the plus side. And on 1st down, Thad ran for 8 yards, and then the 2nd down play call was a pitch outside to Thad. And it was like, why would you pitch the ball to Thad? He's a north-south runner, downhill runner. And so he got tackled for a 5-yard loss, which put us back behind the 30 again, around the 33. And then you say on 3rd down, I guess that was his first read, and he tried to throw it to the end zone. The guy was double covered. And so it ended up being like a 50-yard field goal attempt,
which we missed
with the wind.
And some of us was wondering, still don't know. I don't think anybody asked, was there an issue with the kicker, right? Because we went for 2 when we finally did score that first touchdown.
Yeah, that was curious. That
was my other curiosity call because I did know that it was after we tried that 51-yard field goal and missed. So I didn't know if something was going on with the kicker, and that prompted the decision for the 2-point conversion. Well, I know I said that.
And I don't know. Did anybody ask that in the post-game press conference? Which is that blew my mind. I couldn't understand how, hey, I love all my people who do the post-game, but I don't understand how that didn't get asked. That was amazing to me. That was, maybe because we won and all the, but I'm like, man, how do we not ask those questions?
That was the question to ask for sure.
Yeah, I would have asked it. Normally I catch Cozy on Monday morning, but I was dealing with some stuff at school, so I didn't get a chance to jump on the Monday morning that he does with local media, and I'm not sure he did it there either. And I'm just like, what are we? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway,
definitely.
So missed, but anyway, but Porto did come back out, so I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He did come out late. We had a field goal block. He missed. He missed the field goal.
Very odd day. A very odd day for the special teams unit. And I know you guys. Some didn't want to give bad grades because hey, they had carried and they have been probably the best looking group all season.
Yes, kick upon them, absolutely.
Yeah. So who knows? It was just one of those days, and the end of the quarter, the end of the half was just one of those halves that you're like, how do we go from being that close to walking out of there with the lead at halftime to all of a sudden you're like, are we down? Are we really down? How the heck are we down?
Can't stop a simple handoff run. A team that ain't even trying to score. Couldn't stop it.
Hey, y'all analogy killed me. The slowest 80-yard run.
Man.
My man.
Yeah, I know. I thought my phone was lagging.
I was like, really? We ain't got nobody that can catch that dude? Nobody? Boy.
Man, he ran them off the screen. That would kill me. As slow as he was.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one to watch.
It was.
I think it caught them off guard too, because I don't think they had a play like that. They were like, "Oh my God, he's going to the end." I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?"
Well, if you listen to Ty call on that, because she retweeted that later on, and her call on it, and that's the way it sounded. That's the way she called it.
Look, she was excited because I happened to glance over and I could see she was excited. I was like, I'm just like, oh, he's untouched. He's gone. I'm like, man, what the heck?
All right.
Oh, good stuff. All right.
He's in the clear. He's gonna score. He's gonna score.
Yeah, exactly. I saw it. I looked over because I mean, trust me, I looked over and I was like, I'm like, man, how did that happen? But okay.
Yeah.
But all is well. It's anyway, saw a lot of I got some, it was like a who's who of HBCU media there. I'll show some of the pictures a little bit later of who I bumped into, saw so many people there. It was good to see so many folks. Didn't even know the SWAC commissioner was there. He didn't come up in the media box area. He stayed out there in the president's tailgate. So I didn't even know our president was there until I saw the post game.
Right.
I didn't even know she was there. So
right.
I don't know. Must have been some. I don't know. Very odd how that works. But anyway, real good stuff. All right. Well, let's get to, before we go to the break, we gotta introduce the biggest news that dropped on Friday. And
what time about Friday?
Friday, late. I don't know what. Let me see.
It was after hours.
Actually, yeah, about 6:44 p.m. Via the FAMU Athletics website, and actually, the first hint of what was happening came out Friday afternoon when it was revealed in an interview that I guess an interview with President Johnson, that AD Suggs, or Angela Suggs, would be a part of her a special counsel to the president for athletics. I think that's the official title. I don't know what the official title is. Right, not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Special assistant. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, special assistant to the president on athletics. So that news comes out, and then it's sort of tagged right along with the announcement that John F. Davis is going to officially be the vice president and director of athletics. And of course, that had been rumored about for about a week or so. So that news kind of came out all around the same time, late Friday afternoon, Friday evening. And I have always jokingly, but with, in every joke, there's a little truth. I have always jokingly said that if you wanted to put some news out there and you wanted to kind of have people talk about it maybe for a little bit of time, but not too much time, you put it out there late Friday afternoon. So the news came out late Friday afternoon, early evening. And of course, I don't know, it got talked about in a few places, but it certainly was so much going on Saturday because it is in the fall, it's football season. Who knows? I mean, it didn't probably get the kind of traction and talking that it would have gotten had it come out on a Monday or a Tuesday. So the official release from the university, Florida A&M University President Marva Johnson announces the appointment of John F. Davis as Vice President and Director of Athletics, and Angela Suggs will return to the university as Special Assistant to the President and Advisor for Intercollegiate Athletics. Suggs began her role in the office of the President on November 10th. Interim Director of Athletics Michael Smith will continue to lead the Department of Athletics and assist with the transition until Davis's official start date of January 5th, 2026. President Johnson highlighted Davis's proven ability to manage complex enterprises, overseeing the budgets of a multi-billion-dollar enterprise while ensuring compliance and accountability as some of the factors that led to her decision. His selection marks a new era of innovation, fiscal discipline, and transformational leadership for Florida A&M Athletics. Read more, FAMUathletics.com if you haven't already. Thoughts, gentlemen? Kelvin, Marcus, quickly.
Marcus, you go first.
Well, I'm probably going to sound like Kelvin, but we have someone who doesn't necessarily have athletic experience coming into a role at FAMU, or someone who hasn't had prior experience. Well, we have the person who doesn't have experience as a university president installing someone who doesn't have previous experience as an athletic director. So hopefully this bodes well, because we all love FAMU, but this, like Kelvin has said many times, FAMU is not the place to cut your teeth. Now, that said, I know we've also banged the drum, some of us in other chats, about managing FAMU athletics like a business. So I don't know to what degree Mr. Davis's previous experience being at the Florida Lottery, and also I believe at one point he was head of either the City of Tampa or City of Orlando Chamber of Commerce. I forgot which one, but I looked at his bio before. Mm-hmm. So I don't know to what degree that's going to play a role. I don't know if he's got a winning lottery ticket in his pocket and he's going to slip it to the foundation or whatever, but hopefully he brings something, positive other than what could rightfully or justifiably be perceived as a political appointment to satisfy the current governor. So we'll see.
Kelvin?
Well, I think the timing of the announcement Friday after 5 says what they really feel about this hire. Obviously, I think his only affiliation association in the past with the university was, I think he served on some kind of board at the law school. But as Marcus was referencing, he was at the lottery appointed by the governor since 2020. And then prior to that, he was 2 years at the Orlando Regional Chamber of Commerce from 18 to 20. He played football at Florida State, as mentioned. But at the end of the day, when I looked at the announcement, both the Democrat and on FAMU athletics, and look at what was said by the president, or more important, what wasn't said, and same with him, it was a nothing burger. And it's a nothing burger because that's frankly what this hire is. And thank God that both folks understand they don't have no NCAA experience, no experience running the athletic department. And at a HBCU, we always talk about resources and challenges. This doesn't help, frankly. I hope that maybe they can institutionalize and at least athletics be a priority with Ms. Suggs now in the president's office directly. I hope that FAMU and with John being former Seminole, he understands at the Power 5 level how it should look and what resources are required. I'm hoping that would benefit the athletic department, because the university, frankly, we just got to do better by our coaches and our student athletes, not just with facilities, with NIL, with just travel, support staff, in every way. I'm telling you, it's very difficult and challenging in the HBC environment, and particularly the family environment. And our coaches do an amazing job. And sometimes, just as I did when I was in the department, a lot of times you go in your own pocket to make stuff happen that you shouldn't have to do. So I'm hopeful in that sense. their inexperience will be beneficial to the department, so that when athletics comes and say these are our needs, that naivety will be, well,
it has some weight to it.
Let's make it happen. You need it. Let's make it happen. Yeah. And instead of how it has been met in the past, where, especially on the Robinson regime, where, regardless of what you need, this is all we can afford. So make this do. So that's my only hope for this whole thing.
Yeah. Davis says in that release, Davis currently serves as the secretary of the Florida Lottery, a position he's had for the past 5 years. I think you mentioned this, Marcus. During his time at the lottery, he served as an executive vice president of the Orlando Regional Chamber and president of the African American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida. Just to read a couple of quotes here from Davis. He said, "It is an honor to take the role of vice president and director of athletics at FAMU. This position excites me and aligns with my experience in leading transformational change across public and private sectors. I view college athletics as a business enterprise evolving alongside professional sports. To establish and advance a new trajectory for athletics at Florida A&M University, I intend to leverage the knowledge I've gained from various roles, including my experience as a collegiate student athlete and advising on NIL policies." Also continues and says, "I bring strong partnerships across business, government, and industry at both the state and national levels that will help secure the resources needed to elevate FAMU athletics. Working with our student athletes, coaches, alumni, and supporters, we will build on FAMU's proud legacy of excellence and take Rattler athletics to even greater heights."
And the last thing I would say is some outreach has happened with the duo, at least one half of the duo, and we would definitely be trying to get both on the O&G very soon.
Yeah. It's fascinating to watch the sort of it's kind of one of the things that we were talking about on the offline, and I mean, we can get into it later, but it's another non-traditional AD appointment, although unlike some of the other ones that have recently occurred over the past few months at Stanford, University of Maryland, South Florida, this one doesn't come with quite the athletic background as those, but it still is considered, I would consider it non-traditional, and it's trying to do something different, which we're seeing that a lot in college athletics, and not all of them have been bad. So we'll see. Time will tell. But congratulations to Mr. Davis and to our good friend Angela Suggs, who I got a feeling we'll see both of them this weekend at the Florida Classic. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a chance to get that in-person invite to one or both to come on the show sometime soon. All right. Let's go ahead and take our break because we got in the waiting room, Coach Gokhan Yilmaz. So it's time to talk about the upcoming FAMU volleyball tournament, the end of the regular season. The Rattlers have been hot. They won 6 of the last 7, 8 of the last 10. And we can kind of find out how this team is poised and ready to defend home court. We don't care about what seed we are. We're defending home court as the defending champs and looking to get to the conference tournament finals for the 5th consecutive year. Coach Gokhan Yilmaz coming up on the other side. Go ahead and share the show, hit the thumbs up and the like button, and let's get any questions you got for Coach. Get them in the chats now. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone, and joining us is none other than our coach, our championship winning coach, winner of 3 of the last 4 SWAC tournaments, volleyball tournaments, Coach Gokhan Yilmaz. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. I think Kelvin is 41 today, so congrats.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
I'm glad to see that's what he's done, everybody, right? He's on air telling people 25 and stuff. You know, man, at your age at least. Come on.
He was 25 last year. He's 41 this year. Number keeps changing.
Hey, I'm Benjamin Button. I age in reverse.
This is true. This is true.
Well, Coach, the regular season has come to an end. Obviously it has ended on a better run than it started. Noting that we won 6 of the last 7, 8 of the last 10. How would you summarize this season? The challenges of this seeding. I know it's always hard to repeat, but this one was a little bit different than maybe some of the past years.
It's been extremely difficult, and for various reasons. I mean, we started by losing 10 players to graduation. We have one that's ineligible due to a mix-up in summer school credits, and then we have one that carried an injury. Our returning best player could never get going, still not full-time with us. And then a couple of the players that were projected to start are not starting for us right now. So you're looking that you're down 12 to 14 players on a 6-player rotation. It makes it very difficult to find a cohesive unit that works together. And it took us a long time to find a group that has players that will step up, that will have players that will stabilize the court when we need it. And it's been experimenting from match 1 to match 20, 21, 22. But finally, like you have been pointing out, 6-7 matches ago, we found a group that plays very well together. And that started building confidence. And honestly, it started at Grambling State. Grambling State set 4. We were down 24-18. And Sydney Whitfield went back to serve. She has one of the best serves in the conference. And we ended up winning the set 26-24 from there, which is a very difficult thing to do. And ended up winning the match in 4 sets. That eliminated Grambling from conference tournament contention. And that kind of started our run. After that, the only issue we had on is the Alabama A&M game. You're right. We were up 15-3 in set 3. And it's just amazingly, we ended up losing that set. I mean, when they say statistically impossible, that kind of borderline statistically impossible to lose from being up that big of a margin. But in this game, anything can happen, and everything happens for a reason. But to summarize it, it's been very interesting. It's been frustrating at times to be able to find a rotation that works. But I've been telling our group for the last 2 weeks, we are fortunate that we feel that we have a good shot at playing high-level volleyball here. And this is the year we needed this tournament to be at home. I mean, this is from all the years. If we needed it to be at home, this is the year. But the girls are feeling confident. Finally, we have a bunch of smiles. People feel that if we keep our error count low, we can be in contention in this tournament for sure.
One more follow-up, and then I'll toss it over to either Kelvin or Marcus, whoever wants to grab it. I noticed a lot this year. I've seen a lot of Brooke Hudson doing a lot of the in-game. And forgive me, I don't know the terminology. In basketball, I'm one of them coaches. I stand all the time. So I don't know if the standing coach, or I don't know how it's, termed or phrased in volleyball, but I see her up a lot as the standing coach, where maybe previously you would be that person. Talk a little bit about the addition of Brooke this season and just what she brings to the table as that coach.
Yeah, we're lucky to have her here. She ended up coming back to us as a coach after Caitlin Scroggins became the head coach at Virginia State. By the way, her team won their division in their conference, and they're in the conference tournament this weekend. So we wish her the best of luck. She's doing a great job as a first-year head coach. So we're very proud of what she's doing there. Brooke has the personality that she can't sit down straight for a couple of minutes. So on the sideline, to be that energy person. Honestly, I've never been that for the group or during my career, but this year you'll see me up and jumping around a little bit when our team looks dead. Every team has a different personality. So sometimes you have to do that to get your group going. It's just a feeling you have, but it's Brooke's personality. If I told her to sit down, she'll be itching in 2 minutes trying to stand up and give the team some energy. So I think she's filling that role perfectly, which, everybody has a different personality and different perspective of the game. It is definitely well needed. Not all 3 people can sit down still. Not all 3 can be rah-rah people going on the sideline. So I think that ended up being a really good match.
Nice. Go ahead, either Marcus or Kelvin. Who you got? Whichever one you want.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Good evening, Coach. Thanks for joining us. I guess there's a question that was asked. Well, actually, I have a couple. One that was asked online in terms of how FAMU ended up as the 8th seed, and I think Bryan may have answered that previously, but I just wanted you to go into that. But also, I guess another thing, given that Brooke is now an assistant coach at FAMU, and I believe, if I remember correctly, wasn't she at Prairie View last year or maybe 2 years ago? Actually, after she finished her eligibility and graduation. So what type of advantage does that give you in this first round matchup?
Yeah, the first one first. We thought this would be a 3-way tie when the matches were being played. If it was a 3-way tie and it looked like it would be between Southern, us, and Texas Southern, in that case, we would win that tiebreaker and end up 6th. But Southern ended up beating Alabama A&M, and that dropped Alabama A&M to 9-7 as well. So it's a 4-way tie for the 5th place. And when that happens, you take out all the other matches you play. So you only look at the matches between those 4 teams. So you look at our matches against Alabama A&M, which we lost to them twice. We beat Texas Southern, and we lost to Southern at their place. So we were 1-3 against those teams, and that's the worst record of the 4. So that put us in the 8th place. But let me tell you this. I mean, since that Grambling game, we thought we would play Prairie View in round 1. Since that point, so it's been 6 weeks, we are preparing for Prairie View. Everything we do in practices, everything we do on lift, every rotation we play is intentional to be able to be competitive against the number 1 seed. So we're perfectly fine being at this spot. So we could be as high as 5. Obviously, it would put Bethune-Cookman against us in round 1, but we're perfectly fine going in as an 8th seed as well. And yes, Brooke was the assistant coach at Prairie View. She has intimate knowledge of the team and the players. But again, this game is more about how many mistakes you make during a set, because it resets after each 25 points. And then how you cope with those mistakes. So there might be some sets you do have a lot of mistakes early on. If you can cope well and play well at the end, you can still win. But you can also limit your errors as well. And that's going to be the key, like in every tournament, how well you serve, how well you defend. And I think those are the areas we excelled in the last 3-4 weeks, which gives us hope to be competitive this weekend.
Thank you.
Coach, I want you to talk about the draw, not just peer review, but that side of the bracket versus the other side, and the parity within the conference, with 4 teams tied at 9-7, and you beat pretty much everybody you played twice, except Alabama A&M, and you only faced Southern and peer review once, but that was early, and that was on the road. So just kind of talk about the parity of the both sides of the tournament, and then you mentioned about how important it is, to have it at home. Rally, Rattler Nation, those who ain't gonna make it down to Orlando to come and support your team and the tournament itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key here this year is, like I mentioned, we lost 10 players. And if you look at those, some of those were 6th-year players for us. Some of those were starters for 3-4 years continuously. So when you said FAMU volleyball, Brooke Watts is the name that came into mind. Isis Williams is the name that came into mind. Kalia Todd was with us for 4 years, was an important part. We had other pieces that come and go, but those were the staples on the court for so many years. And as a coach, that really spoils you, because they know how you want to do things. They're your enforcers off the court, around town, on campus. Once we lost that, the other teams have those kids coming back. So I think initially that's why we started in a position where our players were trying to grow into those roles. Yeah. And once that happened, the second round, we were more successful against these teams. And again, Prairie View has really 3 solid players. The rest of them are very, very good role players. They will not tear things apart, but they will not lose a match for them. And that's very valuable in our sport. The other side, Alabama A&M, I mean, they are the only team, you're right, that beat us twice on our side. Really big improvement. They were picked 8th. They finished 5th this year. Brandon has done a good job with them. And Bethune-Cookman, what a phenomenal year for them. They lost a couple of matches at the end. That's why they dropped to 3 instead of 2. No, I think they dropped to 4 instead of 2 and 3, but they were up there in contention. But both of those teams we feel comfortable playing, but our focus, obviously the first match first. I think Gerald wrote an article in Democrat. I think it's going to be on the news tomorrow. We're sending some stuff to all the campus partners to make sure that people know that there's a match. I think the only drawback is we play at 11. It's too early. Students will be in class. Kids who play volleyball in town, in high school and middle school, they'll be in school. It's a difficult match to get to. Hopefully, we'll get out of round one. 2:00 on Saturday is the next match, and we might see a better crowd there from people that are still stay in town. And if we're in the finals, we know everybody that's coming back to Orlando after beating Bethune-Cookman there is going to be excited to come and see us, having a chance to win one more here at home.
Absolutely.
I was just looking at this this bracket. Coach, it was so surreal this year to watch, and I know it had to be challenging and difficult to go through it. I mean, we had such a run over the past 4 years in the conference that, I mean, when teams got a win on us this year, I mean, it was like Christmas in November or Christmas in October. I mean, it was. I mean, they were having victory parades. I think Bethune was, Southern. I mean, it was surreal to watch that. What was that like on your end? And I mean, obviously, such a new squad. I don't know. Did the ladies feel that? I mean, talk us through that.
I think that's part of the reason that our team was able to come back together and be able to create this run, where our entire group is proud to be here to represent the Rattler Nation. They love playing in Rattler uniform. So as a program, we have that pride, and that's something that we created over the last 5 years, and that's something we definitely don't want to lose. And it's understandable once you only lose 6-7 matches in 4 years. Anybody that's playing you, that's the most important match of their season. And especially if they can beat you at home, that happened a couple of times this year. And that's competition. You know, what that does is that humbles you at the moment, but that also gives you more motivation to work harder. But the good part is it didn't happen because we didn't have talent. Again, it happened because our transition took longer than what we anticipated it would take, and people filling in those leadership positions. But once, Farah Farouk started stepping up, became the best middle, highest hitting percentage in the conference, scoring double digits in every match. It really helped us. Our liberos, Victoria Santana and Sydney Hume, stepping up. They're sharing that position, which is somewhat unusual, but they thrive in the role that they play. Sydney Whitfield coming in and being that anchor in the back row and being able to score points. And we have our superstar freshman, Donna Trentham, that does amazing things there at the net. And Mackenzie Taylor stepped up and became the 5-1 setter after playing 6-2. But believe me, every time we lost those matches, we see how people celebrate, and rightfully so. They earned those wins. It hurt us, but it brought us together. It made our group much closer, and it gave us more purpose to be more intentional in practices and continue to improve during the season.
When will the SWAC announce the postseason or the, I guess, regular season awards? I feel like I didn't miss them, did I? I don't think they've come out.
No, you didn't miss. The voting ended today at 4:00.
Okay.
They will announce it during the banquet. Conference has a banquet for all the teams. It is tomorrow at 6.
Okay.
That's when they will be announced. And usually they do the same thing every year.
Okay. That's I feel like when we had you on last year, I feel like we already had some announcements, or maybe we were just predicting or guessing ahead. So with that said, any thoughts on? I mean, you mentioned a few young ladies, Farah Farouk, LaDonna. Any thoughts on? On Trantham. I mean, any thoughts on who might receive some honors this year?
Well, what I'll say right now is going to be controversial within the conference, but I say this in the head coach's calls as well. I discussed this with the associate commissioner. I discussed this with the commissioner of the conference. This is a closed voting. So when people go and vote, nobody knows who they vote for. So last year we went 16-0. None of our players got any of the awards.
Wow.
And we couldn't understand why. I was the only one that got the individual award, Coach of the Year, and I won by 1 vote. But, none of the players we had on squad were even close to being selected in their category. So I've been lobbying and pushing for this to be open vote, which some of the conferences do. So when I vote for it, every other head coach in the conference can see who I'm voting for. And that helps with accountability. So that being said, it's very difficult to know who's going to get what award. Obviously, those I mentioned have the numbers to be considered. But there is also a lot of other good kids and teams in the conference. And there's no hiding. We didn't do all that well, especially in first part of the conference season. But, we have some that are with deserving numbers. Hopefully, they will be recognized tomorrow at 6:00, and we'll find out together.
All right. Appreciate that. We're a big fan of transparency, Coach. So hopefully it comes about. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, Coach, I did want to ask you, I guess one of the things that one of the players you brought up, true freshman, LaDonna Trantham. Can you give us some of your perspective on her play as a true freshman? And I'll say that, I remarked Kelvin and Bryan in an offline chat that, she could, from her physical capabilities and just from seeing some games on SWAC TV, that she could be potentially an heir apparent to Brooklyn Watts. And I know that's high comparison, but just in terms of your perspective of her play coming in as a true freshman.
Yeah, we had great players in that position. I mean, starting with Dominique Washington, Emerald Jacobs played that position, and then Brooke Watts played again that position again. Then Ione Sanford played it last year. So we have a very good group that plays both front row and back row. We recruited Donna in her junior year, and she was set to come to a camp here July of her senior year. But she was seeing a lot of pressure from some of the California schools and ended up committing there before she came to the camp. So she canceled on us. We were really bummed, honestly. We were just waiting to spend some time with her and make an offer during that camp. But there was a head coaching change, and we were the only phone call she made. We brought her on an official visit, her and her mom, 2 days after she called us, and she ended up committing. So we knew how good she was. She's a great competitor. She wants to win in everything she does. So that really plays a role into that. And she's turning into a very good back row player as well. But she has a leadership quality also. So she's one of the ones that people already are looking up to as a freshman. But we have high expectations. And again, it's another kid who loves being here, who is here to continue what we started and help us take this further. So I'm very happy that she's on my team, and she's working really hard to help us improve.
Okay. And just as a quick follow-up, Coach, given the relative, and I guess from my perspective, and you can feel free to interject, the relative youth of the team, in that you only have, I believe there's only 2 seniors who are on the court for senior day, during that. How does, are you going to have a small recruiting class for 2026? I know there's one young lady who verbally committed, but I don't know if we are going to have a small class, or if we expect more to come a little bit later.
Yeah, we only have 2 seniors. Only one of them is in our starting rotation. With the roster limits, we can carry no more than 18. That's our limit. So we're at 17 right now. So 2 leaving plus 1, that makes 16. So if we will add players, we can only add 2 more. So we're going to look for some experience in those positions. So there's only going to be 1 freshman, the one that you're seeing this coming year, which is, by the way, is a phenomenal player. She's going to be one of the best freshman setters that we recruited here in our time. So we're looking for 2 more. It might be a junior college player. We have a couple of prospects. We've been in touch for a long time, but I'm going to wait for the transfer portal to open to see what we find. We will have the option to bring at least one in the spring, but that's going to be our focus, that we'll try to fill those 2 spots. In 2027, we're working really hard. We already have 2 commitments, 2 exceptional players in that class, but that's going to have to be a class that has at least 5-6 players, plus maybe 1 or 2 transfers. But it goes in cycles. You sometimes graduate a lot, sometimes you graduate 1 or 2. But I always say this, you might have older teams that are not very good. You might have young teams with phenomenal kids. So being young is not an excuse not to win. Being old does not guarantee that you're going to do well. We're happy with the group we have, and our recruiting is looking up and up every year. I mean, this is the first time in my time here we have 2 really good players committed a year and a half in advance. And that will only bring more visibility in the club tournaments when they play, and more kids that they see. If those kids come to FAMU, then more will even be attracted to come and join them as well.
Well, thank you, Coach.
Go ahead, Kelvin. You're on mute.
Coach, is there a charge for the tournament?
You put me on the spot with that. I want to say yes. Since it's a conference tournament, our home games are free. But since it's a conference tournament, I think there's a charge. But I honestly don't know and don't remember. My focus has been making it to the conference tournament and prepare for PV. So I think there's a charge, but I'm not sure what that is.
And if you could kind of take us behind the curtain on some of the things that happen, the challenges when you're the host team. Of course, Lawson is a great facility and everything. It's a lot of activity that happens typically there, though. But in hosting a conference tournament, I know the conference comes in and does some things, but just talk about that process a little bit.
Yeah, it's our first time hosting. It was our turn to host in MEAC, and MEAC. Same institution hosts 4 years in a row, and we never understood why. It was our turn to host when we exited MEAC. So if we stayed in MEAC 1 more year, we would be the host institution. If we stayed 4 years in a row, the tournament would have been in Tallahassee. But this is the first time we're hosting. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes, but I have to give credit to Brittany Johnson. She took charge of that. She's doing everything from logistics to dealing with the conference office. I've been on all the calls, and today we were trying to figure out the instant replay and how everything else is going to work. But conference took possession of the building, I think, tonight. So they're running everything from their end and with their staff. And they do a very good job too. Knowing it in other sites, it's always very well run. And really good people. But Brittany here in the department is the lead for that, and she's done most of the work.
All right, good deal. Thank you.
Just to let everybody know, all the games will be available on SWAC TV. If you haven't downloaded SWAC TV, what are you guys doing? Come on. It's available on Roku, Apple TV, any type of streaming platform. I mean, come on now. There's no reason why you have not downloaded SWAC TV. Get SWAC TV now. Load it up on Amazon Prime, your Fire Stick, Fire Cube, whatever. And that way you won't miss out on any of the sporting events that happen in the SWAC, including the championship matches. I'm going to ask you one last controversial maybe question, Coach. You like it? You like the tournament field at 8? Or, we like being in 8, but, is there room for everybody to play in a volleyball tournament like this? Or is this 8 is enough?
I like it at 8. I like it at 8 because I think you have to earn to qualify. You have to earn your way in. I mean, if everybody makes it, I don't know the point of playing your regular season. And I'm not one of the ones that believes, 12th place will have a chance. That's why one rarely loses. But saying that, we have a lot of respect to Prairie View. This might be the year one loses. But having all 12, to me, honestly, I believe every player earns their place on the court. Every player earns their scholarship. When you take a class, you earn an A. You have to earn something. You have to earn to be on the field. It should not be automatic. So I like it at 8. Sometimes I'm thinking maybe 6 is enough. Top 2 gets a bye, and then the rest of them plays. But I don't think SWAC is set up for that because you only play the West Side once. It gives an advantage to the weaker side in that case. But that being said, there are 5 good teams on the East. All 5 of them are a part of the 8. I think if you're good, you're going to find your way into the tournament. And if you're good, you're going to play your way up during the event.
All right. Well said. Well said.
Yep.
Again, just to show everybody the brackets, beginning Friday, November 21st, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, the Rattlers on home court host the 1 seed Prairie View A&M Panthers. And then you'll see the games will follow right on down the way you see it on the bracket. Bethune versus Alabama A&M, Jackson State versus Southern, and the Alabama State-Texas Southern match. If you plan on attending, it looks like they're in sessions where you have the 11 and 1:30. So the top half of the bracket is in session 1, and then you have session 2 after. I mean, that's how it looks, but, I'm sure you can find more information on SWAC.org. Again, all the games broadcasting live on SWAC TV. Make sure to follow and be locked into not only FAMU Athletics, but the SWAC on X and Instagram and all that good stuff, because the awards come out tomorrow. I got a feeling there might be some makeup for last year's snubbing. That's just my guess. That's just my hunch. There might be a few coaches that finally get their votes right. So be looking for the awards. The award ceremony is 6:00 Eastern. So be looking for the awards to start rolling out about that time. And, we'll see what happens. And so, Coach, as always, we appreciate you coming on the show. And we wish
Bryan,
you.
quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
And I guess it's for everybody. Are they ever going to, since they have SWAC TV on the app now, are they going to broadcast the award show live? Or is it still going to be closed and then announced later?
That is something that should happen, Marcus. I would say look for. I'm just guessing here. Don't hold me to this, but I would think maybe in year 2 that of SWAC TV that would be a great thing to start doing, is to utilize your platform to show this kind of stuff live. That would be a great tool to show live. I know a lot of folks in the SWAC office watch our show, so. Suggestion to the SWAC. Let's put these things on SWAC TV and let people see, because I love the fact that, well, at least our team usually gets dressed up, and, most of the teams, I think they get dressed up, but everybody's looking good. Everybody's looking nice, like it's an award show, so, let these kids get some shine. And so you can do a whole thing. You can have a host. You can do a red carpet kind of thing. Like, I'm giving ideas away for free, but come on now. Let's go, SWAC.
Yeah, exposure is a good thing. Coach, where's the awards program going to be?
It's in the Grand Ballroom.
Okay. It's on campus. Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. All right, then. So, again, hey, Coach, thank you again. Good luck to everybody at the awards ceremony. And then, we just got to handle business. We're going to handle business at home on Friday morning. So it's our house, and they got to come play in our gym. So there it is. Good luck to the ladies, and good luck to you guys.
Go support the team.
Exactly.
They need your energy in the gym.
Yes. Hey, before you Rattlers in Tallahassee head to Orlando, just stop off at the Lawson Center and then get on the road and go to Orlando. You'll make the Battle of the Bands and all that other stuff Friday night. You still got time. But stop off at the Lawson Center, 11 a.m., and let's go support our Lady Rattlers and get that dub. 3 of the last 4 SWAC championships, 4 straight SWAC tournaments, and I feel 5. We got 5 on it. Let's go. Thank you, Coach.
Well, Bryan is selling everything hard tonight. I love it.
I got you, Coach.
Right,
I'm selling today. I got
that's
you,
right,
Coach. All
Have
right,
a good one,
Coach.
Coach.
Have a good
Thanks
one.
for having me. Appreciate you.
For sure. All right. Coach Gokhan Yilmaz, ladies and gentlemen.
Put some respect on his name. Multi-champion.
Multi-champion. Exactly. Multi-champion. Coach Gokhan Yilmaz. All right. Let's pause for the cause and come back. Marcus has got some recruiting news he's going to share with us, some updates, maybe even a few of those athletes that Coach was mentioning. You might have some of those in there as well, maybe guessing. I don't know.
Already
you got to
uploaded.
come back to find out. All right. You got to come back to find out. Right on the other side, you're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now.
College football fans, a champion will rise in Atlanta on December 13th. MEAC champion, SWAC champion, the 10th Cricket Celebration Bowl, crowning an HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year. Returning to Atlanta on December 12th, 4 bands will qualify for the big stage, where 2 national champions will be crowned. Follow us for rankings updates throughout the season, and join us on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
All right. Welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan, Kelvin, Marcus here. All right. Let me try to find these files that Marcus has shared.
If you pull up 2025, I can go over the ones that Coach Shoup mentioned last week in baseball.
All right, 2025.
Let me see the private chat.
Why can't I find it, Marcus?
sure I put it.
Let me go to shared with me. Hold on, let me check here.
Uh-oh. Let me make sure I shared it with you.
I see 2027 commits and signees, 2026 commits and signees.
And
2025, I said 2025 commits and signees.
Mm-hmm. And make sure it's the timestamp is 8/27.
When you say 8/27,
I'm sorry, 8:27 p.m.
24. Ah, okay. Hold on. I don't even see that. How do I know that?
Yeah, you should have access.
What does it start with? Yeah, it says
20.
Modified today. So
yes.
Does it start with softball?
Yes.
Gotcha. All righty. Which one are we starting with? Give it a second.
We can go right to baseball because that's the only one that has updates with new names.
Baseball. Well, do you know what slide number that is?
It should be the green ones. Anything that's not green. Might be all of them.
Let's see. Dr. Cavill's gonna be down in Orlando. All right, good to see you, Doc. Good to see Doc going down there.
Bryan, you gonna come out tailgate again?
I hope so. I'm still trying to figure out. No. Look, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing because supposedly I got a hotel room. I don't know where the team is going to be staying. So I don't know if I've enjoyed, that's the one thing I have enjoyed traveling with the team. I've enjoyed the accommodations. So if I can take advantage, if I can be a part of that for another week or two, I definitely don't want to get that up. So let's just say, yeah. I don't know, Kelvin. I'm gonna try to be there. I know we usually get to the stadium.
Sound like to me you want to ride on the bus with the police escort.
No, I do not. There is a police escort. That is it. The only way I'm riding on the bus is if I have a room there Saturday night. Otherwise, I'm driving my car. I got track and field, Marcus. Where you said go to where?
Well, go to baseball.
Baseball.
I mean, it's about 60, 70 slides, so it's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. You got to help me out. Where is baseball? Baseball. Is it after basketball? Before basketball?
It's before basketball.
I got tennis. Oh, it's before? Bowling. Not bowling. That's too far?
Yes.
Oh, give me a slide number, Marcus. Give me a slide number.
It's right after volleyball.
That's not helping me out.
Kesler's.
That's not helping me out. Give me a number. I think I got it. Okay, you said baseball. Baseball, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and then you said go to the green ones. The green ones are the new ones?
Yes. And actually, I don't know if this other gentleman, he committed. Oh, yeah, Deshaun Morgan. That's one that Coach talked about. And I did see him over the summer, and I wasn't sure if he had committed or not. But he started out at University of Missouri, then went to Columbia College in Columbia, Missouri after his freshman year, or fall of his freshman year. And then he came to us, and I saw I think I got a tip from Racine for this particular player, but he comes as a pitcher, and he was very highly rated coming out of Georgia. So, and I think it's one of the players that Coach Shoup mentioned they was working with, and doing some additional work, to kind of get him back on track, to maximize his talent. So he committed, or at least something came through around last June. Yeah. Or this past June. Yeah. The next player is, I think that all these are I'm not sure when he committed, but another pitcher, Jackson McKenzie. This is the young man who transferred from Mississippi State via another Florida-based community college. And he was the number 1 ranked first baseman in the state of Florida as a high school senior at Pace. But I think this is also the player that Coach Shoup mentioned also pitches and plays in the infield. So he's a multi-position player.
We love those.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
His big kid is 6'2", 225. I think the previous player was like 5'11", 170, but he looks bigger than that. So I don't know if that was his high school numbers for his physique, but most of these players look pretty decent size.
Yep.
Next one, Ricardo Roman Rodriguez, and he committed last year, so I did not see that. And I know that Coach mentioned him on the podcast, on the show last week. And so he actually was from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and played with the Premier Prospects Academy in Conyers, Georgia. So he's another pitcher and combo player. So we're getting a lot of combo players. And it seems like we're getting quite a few left-handers as well. So that'll be
can never have enough left-handed pitchers.
Mm-hmm. And the next one I happened to see on Instagram, but I'm not sure. Coach didn't mention him last week, so I don't know, or I may have missed it. And he's another pitcher, Carson Lindsay, and he's out of North Marion High School out of Florida, and his team actually won a state championship his senior year, and he spent the last 2 years at the College of Central Florida in Ocala. So we're loading up on those pitchers slash utility players, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Carson, the last guy?
I believe so. I'm going to double check the file now just to make sure, but I think so. I think those are all the newest players. I'll make sure there's someone else.
What happened with that one kid that you mentioned? Is he a commit?
Jamarcus
Sheffield?
Oh, he's class of 2026. Yes. Okay. So we can actually mention him in 2026. And if you go back a slide, Clark Lincoln is the other. I think that's the sidearm pitcher that Coach Shoup mentioned last week, but he committed back in June. We had already talked about him. So I'm not saying that he hasn't shown up. I'm just going over the players that are new names that we had not really discussed previously.
That's his side armor. That's the side armor.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that format. That's a beautiful picture, man. Whoever took that, look at that sidearm motion, catching that ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they say coach always got to have one of those.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And I think
I saw somebody in the chat talk about when the baseball schedule was going to be released. I almost wanted
to think it was Jimmy Matt.
Yeah, Jimmy, and put you in timeout. You know,
and we went over bowling already.
I will say this: talking about baseball schedules being released, I saw another SWAC school release their. The coach had retweeted theirs. Like I was like, "Damn, coach!" He posted the baseball schedule. I'm like, football season's not even over. Well, for his school, it is. And maybe that's why he did that.
I know.
You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, yo, coach, I said, man, football season still got like 2-3 games left. But coach like, man, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there now, man. Messing around with y'all.
Now, if you can, we can also get to the 2026 Olympic sports.
Yep, about to pull it out right now.
And I'll pull it up.
So no more from 2025, right?
No, nothing new. We had already covered bowling
a
few weeks back.
All right.
And
let me know where you want to start.
We can just start from the top because there's only
a
few slides here. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. What is this EA with a police escort? No 3-piece suits. no 3-piece suits. You know, I'm not. You know, it's no shave November, so I'm not even shaving too hard. You know, it's at least that's the excuse I'm using right now. All right, here we go. 2026, starting with FAMU softball, Marcus.
Yes. So the first one that I have not seen a commit. I'm sorry, a signing day for Miss Weaver. She committed back in August, and she's a pitcher out of Creekside High School in Fairburn, Georgia. And actually, we have a football player commit from there as well. Don't know. No, same different last name, so I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. But she committed back in August, but I did check her social media. I had not seen a signing day posting for this past, when was it, last Wednesday? I guess for some of the Olympic sports, there was the first day of signing. So I haven't seen anything to her. So hopefully she remains committed. And also one other thing I'm putting down at the bottom, Bryan, I guess I got a guilty conscience because I've been copying the images from the various signees or the graphics that have been created. But at the footer, I've been putting, images per whatever the source may be, whether it's the athlete or their club or anything like that, because I want to make sure there aren't any issues with the images, because I know I did talk to one outfit about grabbing images and not posting, so I didn't want to be a hypocrite or not giving credit or tagging them.
Well, hey, look, this is doing these kind of things is a whole industry now. So
it is.
Yeah. So the fact that, hey, that's all props to you for putting that out there and sharing the credit for the people who put in this hard. It's some nice graphics though, man. I mean, man, these kids, like, wow.
Yeah, I know. Putting us old graphic designers out of business.
I'm telling you, man. I'm just sit back and watch and enjoy now. I was like, I can't. I'm done. I'm done. All right. Let me see. Here's the next one.
So Miss Stubbs signed, and that's her signing day ceremony last week. So she's out of Sumner High School, Riverview, Florida. So I guess that's the Central Florida area. So it's probably Coach Beal's old stomping ground. And we see some of her accolades there. And we did go over some of it a little bit when she actually committed, but she officially signed last week. So she is now a Rattler. And she's a pitcher utility. And you see some of the accolades there in terms of this past season and the previous season.
So she's a pitcher too, right? The previous young lady was a pitcher as well.
I think so. Pitcher utility. So it seems like getting a lot of versatility.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Next up.
Miss Brinson. She signed. She's out of Atlanta. So it seems like we're hitting the Atlanta area and Central Florida are pretty hard in terms of softball recruiting. So she signed last week. She committed, and actually I should have put the date for the signing, but I guess it's 11/12. So I'll update that in terms of actually signing. So she's once again, pitcher and first baseman or utility out of Parkview High School in Lilburn, Georgia. And she also participated in one of the camps.
Gotcha.
For volleyball, we just have the one commit. And I know she committed over the summer, so we've gone over.
Yeah, we've seen her before, yeah.
And actually, I have not updated it for her team's 2025 season, so I'll definitely update that. But Miss Simone Robinson, she committed, and Coach Gokhan mentioned, I guess she's going to be one of the top setters coming in. So, look forward to her coming in and adding to the talent and youth.
Any more from baseball?
I think there's a couple. I mean, you can just scroll through, and if you see green instead of a black background, we can talk about them. But I know we did get a commit today, and I have not been able to get an update on Duane Lester out of Forest High School. I checked his social media. Actually, I don't know if he has social media. I've been searching around. But Nicholas Brown, he signed out of King High School in Tampa. So he's coming to us, and there's a picture once again from his own social media and his signing day last week. And next up, Roman Zabala. I did not see on their social media where we had an actual signing day ceremony at Spanish River Community High School in Boca Raton. So I'll check back to see there, but he committed in mid-October. Andon Gray, and I believe Coach mentioned him last week as a 2026. I think it was the only name he mentioned for 2026. So I'm assuming that he signed. I didn't see anything on his social media. He's coming to us from community college, from Andrews College in Georgia, but played his high school ball in the Villages in Florida. And they typically seem to have a good team when I looked at their past seasons while he was on the team. And next up is the one that just came today, Christian Sheffield. I guess he's the younger son, the youngest. I don't know if he's the youngest, but he's one of the sons of former Major League Baseball player Gary Sheffield.
Okay.
Now he's a utility outfielder at a Jesuit high school in Tampa. And they actually won the Class 5A championship in 2024 when his older brother Noah was on the team, but I didn't see him listed.
Where did Noah go? Where did his brother end up going?
I'm not sure. But his brother Noah was listed. I'm assuming that's his brother, and he didn't change his name or anything. But Noah Sheffield was listed as a senior for a class of 2024 when they won the Class 5A, and I guess they dropped down a classification during Class 4A this past spring when he was on the team, and they made it to the state semis.
Okay. I thought I saw Sheffield and then I saw Tampa. I said that's got to be related. That's he plays baseball. He got to be related to Gary.
Mm-hmm.
You said that's his son, younger son.
I believe so. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
Because I checked his Instagram and he's playing golf, or looks like he's at a golf range with his dad.
Yeah.
Someone says he thinks I guess his older brother Noah's at Florida State.
At Florida State. Okay.
I did not check. I didn't follow up, but that 2024 team did win the state title in Class 5A, and they had like a phenomenal record.
Yeah.
And they seem to have a pretty good program for baseball as well. They seem to be in the mix.
Oh yeah, Jesuit always has a good baseball squad. They're always in the hunt. Always in the hunt. They're always in the hunt. All right, good stuff.
I'm not
is that it, or do you want me to flip through? See?
Oh, you can keep going. It'll just be blanks. Okay. Well, we do have the commit from a couple weeks ago, Kristen Johnson, out of Hazel Green High School in Hazel Green, Alabama. Let me see who else. See if there's anybody else.
Big time signing right here.
Yeah, that was a big one now.
Big time official.
Oh, yes. Yes. He actually signed, when was the 17th? Monday? Or at least that's when I saw the post.
Put pen to paper, made it official.
Mm-hmm.
It's big time.
Yeah.
4-star kid, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
3 or 4 depending on what you're looking at.
And there's I just do a tease here. There was a major D commit, and we are definitely in the running for another 4-star.
Woo!
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the young man from Tennessee?
Yes.
Whoa, really? Oh, he committed. He committed from
Alabama.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Women's tennis. We do have a commit. Jahari Gorham. She committed Monday as well. So she's out of Greensboro Tennis Academy and rated a 3-star player by tennisrecruiting.net. And actually, she won with I guess they had an HBCU recruiting showcase the same weekend in the same facility where they had the HBCU tennis roundup or fall championships. I believe it was in late September. So she won doubles there. And so I don't know if Coach Nikki's been recruiting her for a long time or if she made a pitch at that specific event, but she committed on Monday. I did not see, any formal signing type ceremony, but just the commitment that came in. And I saw that like right before I was going to bed. So I wanted to make sure I updated that. I haven't seen anything in golf as of yet.
And we skip. Somebody said, "What skip track and field? We didn't have any news. We didn't have any new names for track and field." So it wasn't that we skipped track and field. It was just we didn't have any new info for anybody from track and field, right?
Yes, this is true. And all this is manual. So between myself, I know Keith provides info, and Racine provides info. So this is all like manually search type things as it relates to recruits and FAMU and using all kind of search terms and everything. So,
all right.
And I know the coaches can't mention people, but if they want to slip us DMs and help us promote
Marcus,
the program,
we'll do it.
That's fine.
We'll do it. Yeah, exactly. We'll do it.
Yes.
Marcus will do it. It's all good. And you can see every time Marcus gets it right, the coaches can just smile. They're like, that doggone Marcus Green, he's pretty doggone good. He good. That boy good. All right. Let's take a quick pause. I'm talking a very short break, like a 30-second break, and then come back. Jerry Bell's coming on. Hail Wildcats. It's time to get into some of that Florida Classic talk. FAMU, BCU, in the Florida Classic in Orlando Saturday. The Wildcats are coming in. They actually
confident.
Got a shot.
They confident. They
confident.
They buying parking spaces.
Yeah. Wow. This will be good. All right. Hang tight. Get your punch. Get your juice. Run to the kitchen real quick and come on back so we can get into it. Jerry Bell, Hail Wildcats coming up right after this. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone on the Black College Sports Network.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically Black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan, Kelvin, Marcus. I think Marcus will be back. And joining us is none other than the creator, host, founder, everything that is, HailWildcats.com, Jerry Bell. Jerry, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the O&G.
Doing well, gentlemen. Doing well. How are you guys doing?
Doing awesome, man. I see you got your blackout on.
You know, Miss Mary would call us her black roses. So here we are with our black on. Listen, I know you guys are going to get into some shenanigans. You've already started talking about buying parking spots and all that. But I do want to say this, Decatur G, that's what I remember you as from the old MEAC zone. You were always one of my favorite posters over there. So appreciate being on with you. And I love listening to you guys. So that's it.
All right.
That was it. All the pleasantries are over.
Good stuff. Hold on, let me see. Okay, there we go. That way people can still see Marcus and I can get the chats going on, because I got a feeling that the chats might get interesting, might get kind of fun. All right. So hey, look, Jerry, honestly, I think this has been probably one of the best seasons under Coach Woody this year. And it didn't, I don't know, coming into the season, I don't know if everyone knew what Bethune-Cookman had. And it certainly, I don't know if it started out all that great, where we were kind of like, how, I hate to get into hot seat talk after week 1 and 2, but it was out there. As you've watched this season progress, what has been your thoughts on of the way Coach Woody has put this team basically into a position where a couple of weeks ago, y'all were tied for first in the SWAC, and there was serious conversations happening that maybe could this team. I mean, you're scoring points, scoring over 30. I think you had a run of about 6 straight weeks of scoring 30 or more. So what's been your thoughts on the season as you've seen it progress?
Well, I think you have to start off and face reality. A lot of people had doubts about this squad, and for good reason. I mean, the last 4 years have been pretty tough. 2 of those under Coach Woody. It was the worst 4-year stretch in Bethune-Cookman football history. So we get why individuals would come in and be skeptical about what's going on. And then going into 2025, heading into this season, unlike last year, there was not a lot of buzz around this team. If you remember, going into 2024, there were a bunch of blue chippers and 4 stars transferring in. So there was a lot of hype, and then it kind of fizzled out. So going into this year, the skepticism was warranted, since those from the outside didn't see a lot of the inner workings and things going on. I felt like we had a really good chance to be good offensively, and I had some question marks about the defensive line, but that's me being an insider. I think the season has played out just that way. We start off, you go down to Miami for 2 consecutive weeks. You start off with your old guy, Coach Willie, and they weren't too nice to us, but you expect that going down to FIU. Willie Simmons getting his first win at FIU. We come back to Miami the following week and play against the University of Miami, and that wasn't going to work well. They were probably the hottest team in the country at the time. And then we travel up to Orangeburg to play South Carolina State, who right now you'll be hard-pressed to find another HBCU team who's playing any better. But those are your first 3 games for a team that only won 2 games last year and 3 games the year prior. So things were a little bit hectic at that time. But Alabama A&M came into town, and we saw what this offense had the ability to be. They went out, they put up some points, and then went on a string of, as you mentioned, 6 straight games of scoring over 30 points. So offensively, they look about the way I would expect. Defensively, there's still some question marks, but the biggest thing is that if you are around the program, you're starting to get a feel where it's feeling like a program now, where guys know what to expect in spring football. This is the first spring that Coach Woody had, in which he had enough offensive linemen to run a true inter-squad scrimmage. Prior to that, it was we had 6 or 7 scholarship offensive linemen, so you didn't even have enough to run a true spring game. But now you're looking around, your numbers are up, you're getting your strength and conditioning up. Guys know what's expected of them. They kind of understand not only what the coaches are saying, but why they are saying what they're saying. So you're starting to see some progression. And the last 2 weeks were a little bit disappointing, going up to Grambling and then Jackson State, both of those games being 1-possession games with a minute left. Jackson State, we throw an interception, have a chance to tie the game, but throw an interception, gets returned for a pick 6 with under 15 seconds left. But that's kind of where the program is right now. We can beat the teams that are decent teams. We're still trying to take that next step to beat the upper echelon teams.
Gotcha.
All right. To that question, because we got the same kind of question going on, so I got to ask this question. So with 3 wins, 2 wins, and right now at 5 wins, and you're not finishing the season the way you want to, is Coach playing for his job?
It's amazing the difference in a couple of weeks, right? 2 weeks ago, I was really confident in going to the Classic and, had my chest poked out and thought we were going to win by 21 points. And Coach Woody was just, we were ready to crown him and build him a statue right next to Miss Mary. And now the question that you ask, why I don't think it's a front of mind, a must-win game. I don't think it's a must-win to keep your job. I think you've seen enough progression throughout the year to say that he warrants at least a 1-year extension. But if he goes out and lays an egg on Saturday, then I think maybe you put out a couple of fillers just to see if some guys that you really like. I don't think that's the situation that he's in. But again, you can't go out there and lose by, the score can't be 55-7. and feel comfortable with losing your last 3 games. No, but Bethune's on top. It can. We can be asking this question about Cozy for sure. I'm comfortable with that. But Coach Woody being in a contract year, this is the last year of his agreement. Then if I was representing Coach Woody, I would not feel comfortable having a lopsided loss against your rival. And then you look back and you go, well, wait a minute. Again, you beat Valley, Pine Bluff, the worst Southern team any of us have ever seen.
Right.
You know, a good Alabama A&M team at that time before all the injuries. And then Edward Waters. And you say, well, you lose to teams with equal or greater talent, and you have to scratch your head and ask the question. But I don't think we'll have to worry about that. I think he'll finish the season 6-6, in my personal opinion.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Marcus.
and I don't know if I believe that, but I'm going to stay it on record.
You're gonna say it, put it on wax. I feel that.
I'm going to put it on wax.
Well, thanks for joining us on this evening. I guess I have a similar question as Kelvin, but I guess also in terms of job prospects. So it's very interesting how you responded to that. But let me ask in terms of Reggie Theus being the AD, how has his presence influenced what you're seeing now with the program outside of the last couple of weeks where he had 2 losses, but in terms of the upward trend of the football program up until the Grambling and the Jackson State game, which were single possession losses, how has he impacted the improvement of the football program?
Well, shout out to Reggie Theus. They just got a win over Ohio tonight while you guys were online, 76-73. So good job there, Coach, and we appreciate that. Reggie Theus, I think that's a hard question to answer. A lot of the things that are happening around Bethune-Cookman, I think the bigger impact on Bethune-Cookman athletics is actually what's happening, what we call across the street. Athletics is on one side of International Speedway, the administration's on the opposite side, if you look at the campus. I think the stabilizing factor in athletics is the fact that we finally got a full-time president.
Yeah.
We are getting our business affairs in order. They are in order now and starting to be stable and improving again. The fact that alumni is starting to heal. We've gotten rid of the dysfunction. So I'm not minimizing Coach Theus, but I think the bigger impact is happening because of the stability across the institution. Specifically, it starts from the president, from the board of directors, and then that funnels down. Again, it's no accident that we've had our worst 4-year stretch in our history. At the time, it was the most tumultuous also in our history. Those things go hand in hand. So again, Reggie Theus is part of the administration. So you lean into that, you give him credit for that. But the biggest stabilizer is what's happening again across the street, outside of athletics, and just across the university's administration.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I was looking at some of the attendance numbers over the past few years here for a second. I keep looking at, we all remember the years where we were in the 70s,
right?
Even the 60s. And then we had that period where, we kind of dipped into the 40s when that decade happened, that decade where y'all were, kind of controlling this run. It was like, Rattler Nation had stopped coming. But, the attendance has kind of picked back up over recent years. How excited is the Bethune-Cookman fan base for this? I mean, is the optimism? Last year's game was closer than probably the score. I mean, the score, I forgot it was a 3-point ball game. Didn't feel like a 3-point ball game, but it was. What's the excitement for the fan base from Bethune this year?
It didn't feel like a 3-point ball game to you because you expected to win. But it was a 3-point ball game, and Bethune had the ball with a chance to win. Cam Ransom decided to pull it on the on the zone read. They would have been a little bit more pressure. But and I get what you're saying. And last year, the expectation, and this to answer your question, the expectation of every game we played, including the Classic, was there was no expectation. It was we were a bad football team, and it was hard to watch. It was just very hard to watch. That's the bottom line. This year, there is more excitement, and expectation is increasing every week. And we're going into every game, specifically every game against HBCU teams, feeling like we can beat any team on any given day. So that expectation is certainly rising across our schedule. And so, again, going into this game, I think I mentioned this a moment ago. If you would have asked the average Bethune-Cookman fan 2 weeks ago how they felt, we would have bet grandma's house and her red velvet recipe on a win in the Classic 2 weeks ago, and you guys would not have taken that bet then. Well, you've gone in a little bit of a run in the positive. We've kind of, dropped a few games, and so now going into this game, I think there's still optimism, but there's still a little bit of that skepticism is starting to creep in now because it's all right. We haven't done this in 4 years. We need to go out and prove that we can win a Florida Classic again, and not just hope we can.
Is Ransom, what's the quarterback situation? Because I know you got Ransom, but also I know the kid out of Sanford, Timmy McClain, is there, but Ransom's nice. Ransom, I remember watching Ransom last year, but he got hurt last year, and I thought that kind of derailed the season last year. But this year we've seen him at his best. Everything, and I don't know. I felt like, was he hurt? I haven't been paying attention too badly, but he's all good, all healthy. But Timmy's been getting some playing time as well, though.
Yeah, it's been a two quarterback rotation system, not as in series to series, but one guy goes out there and they're not getting it done, then Coach Woody has shown a willingness to switch quarterbacks. It really, it helps when you have a Timmy McClain, who was a Central Florida legend at Sanford High School, just absolutely incredible. And then Cam Ransom, who, did his thing over at Sefner Armwood. But I think what you get is, from just a X's and O's standpoint, the good thing is that you have two left-handed quarterbacks. So you're not flipping your offense and that sort of thing. So it gives you a little bit more freedom to be able to do that, right? And so, but Cam Ransom he is a feast or famine type guy. When he is hot, he is as good as any quarterback in HBCU football, period. When he's hot.
Yeah.
When he's not, he gives you 3 turnovers against Jackson State and 3 turnovers against Grambling State.
Ooh, brutal.
And again, both those games, you lose Grambling by 1 possession. Jackson State, you got the ball with a chance. And that's after the quarterback, gives it up 3 times. What Timmy does, McClain, is Tim's more of a game manager. Obviously, he has big play ability, but Tim McClain does a better job of keeping your offense on schedule. It's on first down, you're going to get 6-7 yards. On second down, you get 3 more yards. It's 3rd down and 1. You keep the chains moving. Cam there's a big play waiting every time the ball is snapped. We just hope from Bethune's standpoint that more of those plays go our way than against us. He's an amazing deep ball passer. He's 6'3.5" and 235 pounds. Right. So he's a load to bring down. So, I think in this game, my guess is that it's a Cam Ransom game to start. But I think if he gets an early turnover or the offense becomes stagnant early, I think you'll see Timmy McClain come in and relieve him.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Hey, man. We're the defending HBCU Band of the Year, and we get to defend that title. What's your take on your band director not wanting to participate?
Well, first of all, I think they about to rob y'all because that Southern band sucks and they don't deserve to be there.
Yeah, how did they make it over A&T? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How they made it in over North Carolina A&T?
That is a bad Southern band. I'm not comparing Southern against other people.
Right.
I'm comparing Southern against themselves.
Right.
Nobody in Baton Rouge. In fact, they're all sitting there complaining about this band compared to other bands. That is not a good Southern band. But I think that there's some friction now going on between what's expected. You know, you have SWAC style bands, you have MEAC style bands, which they consider us, you know, and that sort of thing. And then it's kind of partial towards the MEAC. And well, that's because y'all play bad music. Like, musicianship is a thing. There's dynamics, you know, dynamics when you play. There's intonation, there's articulation. Those things matter, you know. Right. And so it's not just, you know, who crunk on who. But I think there's starting to be such a backlash. And so from Donovan Wells' thing of saying, you know, kind of lacked transparency and he backed out of it, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, if there's some things, I think there's always a balance between us protecting the culture and protecting our craft and not getting stagnant in what we do and not being willing to be judged and move forward. Absolutely. I think a few years ago when the competition first started, I think the competition helped Jackson State Band because you started to see some more of that control and more musicianship. Right. Exactly. And actually I was like, Jackson became one of my favorite bands. Well, I heard them this past Saturday in person. And I'm like, they need the band competition. They shouldn't have dropped out. You know, it's like they need, but again, it's the go back. And so again, without knowing the true inner workings of, you know, both band directors from Jackson State and Bethune said the same thing. There's kind of a lack of transparency, don't know what's expected. And so, you know, again, without knowing the inner workings of exactly what that is, I'm going to take Donovan Wells at his word, but I like there being some set of standards around it so we can get away from some of this crap we've been hearing and some of this complacency we've been seeing from bands. I like, you know.
Very well articulated, man. I 100% agree with everything you said.
Go ahead, Marcus.
I wanted to ask kind of a preview of this weekend's game. Where do you see the strengths and weaknesses of Bethune-Cookman matching up against the comparative strengths and weaknesses of the FAMU team, if you've had a chance to look at it?
Yeah, so I haven't watched FAMU as much as I normally do. I've seen them enough. I'll say this. I am glad that Cozy is doing the same thing this year he did last year, and that's not be fully committed to the run. I have no idea why not. You got your running back room is as deep and as good as any. You don't have the type of playmakers outside, at least we haven't seen it displayed, that you normally have at FAMU, you know. And so, but I do know what you have in that backfield. And so for whatever reason, they want to throw the ball around and not rely on the run. That plays into the hands of Bethune, who they're not a very good pass defense. But if you look, they'll give up yards, but they're second in the SWAC in sacks. So, you know, they're willing to sacrifice some yards. They'll let RJ throw the ball sideways and give up a few first downs. But what they're going to depend on is that they'll get the quarterback on the ground, put you in some negative yardage, kind of like they did last week against Jackson State, and, you know, and limit your ability to score points. Now, again, I'm saying that, and our defense is not that good. It's really bad, you know, but I don't, if you guys are able to stay balanced, that worries me in this game. So I like the fact that you're not long suffering when it comes to running the ball, because that's one of our weaknesses is really kind of, we don't like to tackle sometimes. So, you know, I say on that side. So plus FAMU's running game against our defense. Going the opposite way, I'm also used to FAMU having better defensive lines than you guys have right now. And so because of that, I do think that fits into a Cam Ransom type game. I think we can block you guys in the passing game, and that will open up big plays downfield. Because again, Malik Huggins, third in the SWAC in yardage right now with over 800 yards. Javon Ross, number 5 from DeLand, Florida. D-Land, we call it. Y'all Florida boys, y'all know. Yeah, D-Land. And so he's 5th in the SWAC in yardage. Those guys are just absolutely dynamite on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I think the key is going to be Bethune trying to disrupt the balance of FAMU and make you one-dimensional. I think the opposite way, FAMU's got to limit the big plays from Cookman's passing game.
Yeah, when we've gone against not top defenses, we've been pretty effective, which is why we're on the run now, because frankly our schedule got easier. We weren't playing the top teams. And I'll just remind you, Thad was the player of the game last year and ran for
you don't have to remind me.
Ran for damn near 200 yards. So
yeah,
hopefully we'll follow that same blueprint. But you're very astute in your observations on your breakdown.
Jerry got a question from the chats. It's our guy Keith, Things Up podcast, asking how did the offense for BCU adjust to losing the running back from last season to having its quarterback do what he has done this season?
No, so Bethune running back is not an issue for Bethune. We have a stable of running backs. I think our running game is probably better this year than it was last year. And that was what you're talking about. Dennis Palmer from last year, the kid from Jensen Beach, who wound up transferring out to Troy. But the running back room is actually deeper right now. We have four freshmen that are playing regular minutes, and then a transfer from Ole Miss. The difference this year is that they're very multiple at running back. Kamani Robinson is a 10-6 track guy, downhill, straight line, more of a straight line runner. He's your starter, but he's a 1 foot in the ground and go. The Ali Scott, the kid that transferred from Ole Miss, is your power running back, and he's bring your lunch pail because he is a hard downhill runner. And then you get Juan Rodriguez and Rashard Brown, two other true freshmen. They're more the shifty guys. So the good thing is, and then Marquis Johnson, who transferred in from Montana State. All those guys have played significant minutes this year, and they all give you. So you got the three shifty guys, you got the downhill guy, and you got the power guy. So they're very multiple in the running back field this year.
I was just sitting here looking at the stats. I'm trying to see this in conference games. Yeah, you guys are running about 177 yards per. That's conference games. Always interested looking at conference versus overall, but and then yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
actually, the running game's been better this year than compared to last year.
Yeah. I'm not making this stuff up, y'all.
No. I'm not saying. I'm just putting it out there just to kind of follow up to the end. Yeah. You good. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, so BCU wins if
Cam Ransom doesn't turn the ball over.
Okay.
I think as of right now. Now again, Bethune the worst thing that happened to us is that we had a bye week. The team has not been the same since the bye week. Some of that is learning
before the Grambling bye week. Before the Grambling,
the bye week was actually was going before homecoming, so before Pine Bluff, and so, but they were kind of just the feel of the team, the expectations. They came back and they beat Pine Bluff, they beat Valley, but even then they didn't perform like they were before. So regardless, forget about the score. Just watching the efficiency that they were operating at, the bye week was not good. I think right now Bethune has more big playability, and that tends to be the difference in modern football, even more than turnovers. Explosive plays tend to be the largest marker in who wins and who doesn't win. Obviously, turnovers neutralize that. And so I do think that big playability is there for them to have, maybe a little bit more than FAMU, but I expect you guys to score, pretty freely on us. I don't expect this to be a 13-17 type game. I think this is the first team to 34 wins the game.
It's another 41-38 game.
It feels like it.
Yeah. That's what I'm predicting right now. That it's going to be a shootout. Are your players going to be back?
We only lost. So we lost the players that we lost. They were all got 1 game suspensions. So I know our good people up in Mississippi swear that the college football universe revolves around them and Cookman cheated, and that's why people only sat out a half. Just so everybody knows, the way it works for a suspension is the same way it does if you get a targeting, right? So our players, 4 of our players sat out for the second half against Grambling. That's half of your suspension. You're only required to sit out the first half of the next game. It's not a game and a half. And so those 4 guys, including, but 4 of the suspensions were 4 of the guys that got kicked out did half a game against Jackson, were 2 starting defensive linemen, your starting center, and then the backup. The guys who sat out the entire game, there was another starting cornerback in there. But all of those guys will be back now. So basically you're going to get back 4 starters against FAMU. So that certainly helps. You don't want to play shorthanded in a classic game. But it's interesting. And again, I wouldn't bet anything on this game. I think it'll be, like you said, it'll be a coin flip, and we'll see what happens.
Let me ask this, and regarding to that event at Grambling, what's your? I thought all of the press, because of the comments made by Grambling's coach, all of the press and attention was focused on them. Obviously, they had the more players that were suspended, if I'm not mistaken. What's your take on that? Do you like the way? Because I heard Coach Woody's comments on the Monday press call afterwards. What's your take on how everyone within the football program and or university handled that situation post event?
So post event, I think what Mickey Joseph did is that was the embarrassing part.
Yeah,
I agree.
You just that was just
ignorant.
You just can't do that.
Right.
Now you can do that in the locker room,
right?
But you can't come and sit in front of a podium, and show your butt like that. That was just tacky, and classless, and I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
As far as the fight itself, I don't condone it. It's football. I mean, every football camp at every level I've ever been at, somebody fighting at some point. Sometimes it spills over in the locker room. It happens at every level. I am not rooting for it. I'm not celebrating it. It's football. People fight at every level again. And so that's the realism, just the realist part of me, not realism, the realist part of me of just, I don't like it. I don't love it. Once it starts, you're in it. You just got to finish it. So, and then, to hear the Cam and all these guys come out and, it's an embarrassment. Same dude that's fighting Josh Norman and slapping mascot like that. So I understand it. I'm not naive. I'm a, history major, and so I understand history and I understand how we are perceived differently. I don't like that we go out publicly and either A, do what Mickey Joseph did and beat the drum to look like the ignorant folk, or B, do what Cam did and then echo those sentiments, when the truth is that the bottom line is we don't love it, but everyone who's associated with this sport know at some point or another it happens. Heck, I've seen FAMU band get into fights with North Carolina A&T and Howard at halftime because stuff happens. Again, you don't love it, but at the same time, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Let's not act like it is. And so
that same day, there was a PWC that had an on the field fight. I mean,
Texas State. Texas State and Louisiana, right?
Right. So yeah, you did on. But I tell you, one guy on y'all team that won't worry about nobody. He don't have to ever worry about nobody coming up to him. And
11.
Oh, them 11.
Who is he? Who is he, Jerry? Who
hands.
is he? What's his position?
Isaiah
What's his-
Washburn, defensive end from Clearwater, Florida, played for Clearwater Christian. It was funny in the game last week against Jackson when he got in the second half. On his second play, his helmet was off, and he was playing the game hard. But it was a little bit of push, and then you can hear the whole crowd like, "Oh, where did he come from?" I'm like, whatever you do, just please don't throw a punch. Please don't throw a punch. In that case, I would have ran out there and grabbed him myself. I threw my camera down and But Isaiah Washburn, he actually transferred in from Mercer. He's a very, very nice kid. Like if we've interviewed him, talked to him, very mannerable, very yes sir, no sir. I've never heard anybody around campus or on the team make a single complaint about him. But the way he was knocking ninjas out, I'm like, wow, I was quite proud of the young man. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe that's just that's the part of me I'm trying to crucify every day and be more like Christ. But that uncrucified part was like, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it like David. So yeah.
Yes. He was slaying some giants, boy.
He was slaying some giants. Yeah. He's a nice kid though.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry, did you give let's say Gary, we get a score. Obviously you said Cam, if Cam doesn't throw turnovers, you believe that'll be your recipe to win. What's your score prediction?
Well, he can't throw turnovers because that's one thing RJ doesn't do. He doesn't turn the ball.
That's true. That's true.
So we can't give you guys extra possessions. I think it's going to be a close. This is not just about Bethune-Cookman. It's in the context of the game. You guys don't turn the ball over much, and I expect this to be a close and competitive game. The last thing you can do is give extra possessions. I'm going to. I think this game. I'm going to say 38-28. All right, let me change that. Let's go 38-21. I think it'll be a close game. I think it within the last 4 minutes of the game is going to it can still go either way, one way or the other. But I'll say 38-21 just because. I said 6-6 before the season, and I got to find a way to get there. The only way to get there is to beat y'all. So,
okay, all
right. Anything else? Anything else out there, Kelvin, Marcus?
No, I think we covered the gamut. Well,
yeah.
How much? What is the coverage like? I mean, well, for you and your site, it feels like when I look at what volleyball is doing, basketball, baseball, it feels like Bethune, and now maybe because of football, it feels like Bethune is finally getting comfortable in the SWAC this year. Would you say? Would that be an accurate assessment? And earlier you talked about the stability, so maybe that could be it. But if there's something else, feel free to talk. But it just from all angles, it looks like Bethune feels comfortable in the SWAC now.
I'm not going to give the SWAC that.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
SWAC, listen, we've all come up in the MEAC. SWAC football is not MEAC football. So to say our struggles were because of the SWAC. I mean, volleyball, we're on one of our better runs in our history right now. We've never been a big volleyball. Baseball is finally getting back to what it has been. But 2 years ago, it was FAMU and Bethune-Cookman playing for a championship. You guys came out on top. 2 years later, same two teams come up on top. So, I think it's more about I think it's really more about what's happening with the administration than adjusting to this conference. And so I don't buy into the SWAC hype. I think I like the fact that there's a lot of attention around the SWAC. You get a lot more of that than in the MEAC, but I don't think that I can't say that the struggle had anything to do with the conference that we're in. I think that's just a product of where we were in this point in history across the university.
So with that said, over these 4 years, have have Bethune-Cookman Wildcat fans enjoyed the Southern regional competition compared to always traveling up to the Northeast?
I think it, depends on the age group. And so again, and because of that, for travel for us, it is much better travel for you guys from Tallahassee. You can get to Alabama State in what, 3 hours, 4 hours?
3.5.
That's still a 6-7 hour trip from Daytona. And that's the closest trip we have. So everything else is, I just came back from Jackson. That's an 11-hour trip. So really from a distance standpoint, the travel is the same from a distance standpoint in the SWAC as it was in the MEAC. It's much more difficult for us to travel now because those places are harder to get to. You can get on a plane and be in Baltimore or Norfolk or, Greensburg. That's not that hard. Now getting to Grambling, you got to fly into Jackson and drive and get into the Delta and go to it. So it doesn't help us the same way it helps you guys. I think the if you talk about 40, maybe 50 and under, I think they like the banter of being in a SWAC. So you're getting a lot of that. The older crowd, they really don't care. Over 50, I'm 50. The people 50 and over, most of them like, get us out of this country conference is what I hear a lot of. So but you ask me, that's the truth. It's like, I hear that for under 50. It's like, and so it's you try to thrive where you're planted, and so we'll do that. But I don't know. It's and for me, it's always felt like FAMU has been more of like, you guys are a natural fit for the SWAC. Yeah, the bravado, it fits your model. Bethune fits more of the East Coast style, Bethune people a little bit more, they Florida people, they act ignorant, but it fits them. I think Cookman's more of a MEAC. I think Bethune's more of a MEAC program. I think SWAC, FAMU's more of a SWAC program. But either conference we're in, I want to win wherever we are. And I'll say this, I would go back to the MEAC, but not tomorrow. I don't want to go back until we win because I don't want to be perceived as running. And so, let us come over here and show what we're made of for a little bit. And then, I would, if I was making a decision, I would accept an invitation back. The competitor in me say, not right now. Now, I don't think we'll do that because the MEAC's got to try to figure out how to make some more money. And that's why everybody left to begin with. The leadership there.
Their leadership is just bad, right?
Right. Yeah. So that would be a bad financial decision.
Right.
But it is fun to be able to banter around, though. That's nice. I like that a little bit more.
Well, to your point, and I'm going to echo it. FAMUans, we comfortable being sinners and saints. Nothing embarrasses us.
No, it doesn't. Nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all get a little uncomfortable being embarrassed. We don't give a damn.
I think it's that public versus private thing. Public, that's what it is. It's public versus private school.
I think the thing about you all, man, it's so hard to really, like, you're trying to banter with FAMU people. No one's harder on FAMU than FAMU. It's like, you guys tear yourselves down. It's like, so what's left? It's like you so then, again, and Cookman a little bit, you kind of, you've been to private school over here. It's like people can get a little sensitive. Again, we're still talking about Floridians. Right. So we all a little not right in the head.
Right.
So we get that. But Florida's a little bit different. And, and again, and the way I see it, you look across the SWAC, a lot of them, they don't really want us over here. And I'm like, it's not, I'm okay. You didn't roll the red copper. And I'm not they're not all rude. Let me be clear about that. There are a lot of them is go back to where you came from. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Here's what I don't buy. I don't buy like the SWAC is like football heaven, sports heaven. You're lucky to be around us. I've never bought into that anyway. Again, some of my best days were back in the MEAC fan zone days. I love that time.
Yeah.
And so I, maybe that's just the nostalgia in me growing up in Daytona. My mom went to Bethune, I went to Bethune. So maybe I'm just a MEAC loyalist. And I've never so that could be just a personal thing that I'm projecting on others.
Yeah. What was your name on Me at Fans?
JB.
Wildcat? Oh,
JB.
Good. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was
Jerry, I had a question. Let me see. Who was it? How did the team travel going from Jackson after the Grambling game? Did they fly or?
We fly everywhere. We've been flying since.
Oh, fly everywhere. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Bethune's been flying since before most teams. They've been flying for 20 years, probably.
Wow.
Maybe not quite 20, but 15 years probably. Yeah, they fly everywhere. They fly to Sanford. We take the same airport. A lot of times we run into UCF at the airport. We fly at the same airport, same airline, same terminal. Yeah, they fly everywhere.
We
Allegiant
busting it. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. I think most of the conferences use that too.
Yeah.
Allegiant.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta circle that. Got to figure out how to. That's one area that has to improve for us. Is got to change our travel methods. So.
Yeah, I mean those trips. Those are hard trips though. I mean it's a long
Oh yes,
way.
I know.
It's a long way.
Yeah. I mean that's why I give these young folks all the credit in the world. The fact that they can be on a bus for 6 to 8 hours, and then turn around and be prepared. It ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak.
No.
I'll tell you that.
Mm-mm.
So, all right, Jerry, give the plugs. Let people know when they can. Obviously, you always got some great content on your website, but I know you're doing. You do some other things on social. I've heard the Spaces a few times, but just let people know where they can find your content.
Yeah. Well, hellwildcats.com. That's where all our articles are. You can find us there 24/7, obviously. On Spaces, Twitter Spaces, X Spaces. We're there on Sunday nights at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so join in there. It's a free-for-all. We don't just talk Bethune. We talk HBCU football there. Obviously, there's an emphasis on Bethune-Cookman. But we really just kind of open it up for dialogue. One of our regulars is a FAMU grad, Mr. Earl Hankerson. Love that guy.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of mine. We went to high school together, junior high school together, known him all my life. And so we would love to have you come over there. We also do a radio show on Thursday nights that streamed on Facebook and YouTube. And again, you can find us that's the Hell Wildcats Gridiron Show. So again, we're on 3 times a week or 2 times a week between those two, and then the articles that come out. So again, hellwildcats.com, you can find us, and we'd love to have you. Love to have you guys come on Spaces on Sunday night. Even if you win, we'll give you the floor and let you say what you have to say.
Well, I know Earl gonna do that anyway.
Earl got us. Earl holding it down.
Yeah,
but absolutely, I peep in.
Yeah,
all right. Appreciate you for joining us. And we'll probably run into you at the game. And I will just simply say good health. Good health to Bethune. I ain't gonna wish you luck. Yeah, I'm gonna just say good health to the Wildcats on Saturday.
Well, I see you guys at the post game. You guys will be in the media center, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully,
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the plan.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, I'll look for it.
All right, Jerry. Be well.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Have a good one.
Hell Wildcats.
Oh,
go around.
Yeah, he snuck that in. Snuck that in. I thought he just snuck that in. Good shot. That's a good shot, Jerry. Way to time that. You timed that just right. All right. Yeah, look, Sweet's asking $1 million question. How do they afford it? I'm telling you, we got to get right. They probably budgeted. It's probably budgeted.
They just eat it.
Yeah, it's budgeted. Shit,
yeah.
Come on, we can.
Same way they band used to travel. Don't travel like that no more.
Yeah.
But same way they band used to travel up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it Itabina? No, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I think we take a bus to Jackson. I think we're busing to Jackson. Or is he talking about maybe Bethune? He's talking about Bethune. Or maybe he's talking about us. I don't know. But I know we don't take a full 12 hours to Itabena. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and roll right into predictions.
The scores from last week, again, there they are. Any game or anything. Of course, Prairie View wins the West in grand fashion over UAPB. Any scores that kind of caught your, you're like, whoa, I can't believe that happened. Anything that caught you, Marcus or Kelvin?
No, I noted last week that Grambling was going to be in trouble with those suspensions. Even if they didn't have the suspension, they was going to be in trouble because Alcorn, much like us, has kind of found their footing and have a little confidence, a little swag, and are playing good ball. So I'll talk about them again when we talk about this week's game.
I think Southern had a lead at the half. Southern had a lead at halftime over Texas Southern, and then they blew it.
Oh, yeah. And Southern did Southern, yeah. They blew it quickly too. I think
they did.
Like Texas Southern scored 3 or 4 touchdowns in the third quarter.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So if Southern goes winless in the SWAC, I think it was said 1940 was the last time Southern went winless in the SWAC or winless in conference play.
Ooh.
And I mean, if Grambling gets guys back, which I believe they get majority of those guys back who were suspended.
Man, they'll beat Southern without them guys, but
I think they're gonna beat Southern by 2 touchdowns, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So no surprises there. Players of the week. Of course, our very own RJ Johnson, the third co-offensive player, along with Texas Southern's quarterback KJ Cooper. Pretty outstanding week for RJ. National recognition. I believe that was that the Stats Performer or was that the Box to Row player?
I think it was Box to Row.
Yeah.
Box to Row, HBCU player of the week. 20 of 24 was the numbers, 299. They never gave him an extra yard, did they? It was stay at 299.
Yeah. 3 passing touchdown, 1 rushing.
Yeah. Not much you could say. I mean,
no.
He did what he needed to do. Look good.
Yeah. It was a pretty complete game.
Yeah.
My only concern was the last 2 minutes, and I don't know if we want to get into that.
Why?
Now, but
why? What concerns you about the last 2 minutes?
We had a chance to run the clock out, and it's just
Go ahead.
We had a chance to run the clock out, and actually, especially after I think it was a big third down pass to can't remember if it was goal. I think it was Wilcher. It was 3rd and long, and it was a pass over the middle that got us the first down to run out the clock, and then I think we got on their side of the field, maybe down in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And the first 2 downs were okay. Or first down was okay. I think we had a decent run, and then I think we had a fumble on an exchange, and we luckily got it back. And then it seemed like penalties or something. I can't remember. There was something about penalties or holding or something that just accommodated errors at the end in the 2 minutes where we just couldn't even get the.
Yeah, I got you right here. You're talking about on that last offensive possession, Thad fumbles. Rush 5-yard loss. Fumbled because Thad fumbled at the 33. He did recover it. That was a 2nd and 8 on the Alabama 28. So now we lose 5 yards, and now it's 3rd and 13 at the Alabama A&M 33. RJ picks up the first down, but there's a holding penalty, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. That was right about at the 2-minute warning. So now we're dealing with a 3rd and 18 on the 38-yard line coming out of the 2-minute timeout. Pass complete. over the middle to Jamal Haley for 11 yards. And so now we're at the 22-27 yard line. And then the 44-yard field goal is blocked.
Yeah, and we just missed the block. The 11 went right in between what would normally be like the tackle guard. It was like he was more inside than outside. And he slid through unblocked pretty much. So he was able to get there before the ball could get up. But I attribute that particular drive, honestly, we of course we had some mistakes, but I attribute that to the referee, the officiating. They made it ugly. And but I will say, just much like all of our games starting all the way back to Howard, we do have an issue with finishing games this year. That's why every game we won by 3 last week. I think we won by 3 the week before.
Mm-hmm.
That's just who we are.
Yeah. We either on offense or defense, we haven't shown that killer instinct to just put the knockout punch.
Yeah.
And even the defense, like even I guess between this game and UAPB, we had leads, at least a 1-score lead, and not 3 points. We just like gave up points quickly.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
That's the one thing that worries me about this. And I haven't really been tracking like I did the beginning of the season. But at the beginning of the season, I was keeping track of third down efficiency for us and our opponent, and I was keeping track of explosive plays. And I haven't really tracked it probably since the Southern game, so I don't have all the stats. But I mean, looking at explosive plays, it's like,
yeah,
if that
and
becomes
it's running out of all things, it's running big play, explosive plays that we struggling with, and it's generally, for whatever reason, the end of the second quarter. Happened against Jackson State. It happened against Pine Bluff. I mean, we just do not put teams away. Yeah.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
We're work in progress. Work in progress.
We are who we are right now.
We are. Exactly. So that's why I keep saying, count on points, count on a close game, and
Yeah, we don't turn it over, but we don't get
it's not a comfortable way to live.
No.
Again, good thing is we don't create any turnovers, but we don't make too many. It'd be a bad recipe if you were not creating turnovers and giving the ball away.
Mm-hmm.
But at least, we're not giving up the ball.
What's our turnover ratio? I haven't looked at it recently. Where are we? Are we even?
We got to be first in the SWAC.
It's got to be. Yeah, we got. Hold on, I'm just on the stats.
Well, we don't get that many. I mean, but I'm just wondering.
I thought you was talking about our offensive turnover ratio.
No, I'm talking about the total, like
defense.
Offense. Yeah, total. Turnover ratio plus minus. I wouldn't be surprised if we were slightly minus, like 1 or 2. I mean, we've only had 1 interception. Well, 1 interception since RJ's been, I think. But we did have a couple with Jet was in there. I don't know if we've evened it out.
That was one game by Jet skewed up the whole season right there.
Well, I wouldn't completely throw it on that, but just in terms of
but it did. What do you want to know? Interceptions thrown by?
Well, no, just the team turnover ratio. Are we plus or minus? Oh yeah, we do give up explosive plays.
Have we created more turnovers?
I don't know if we created more than we've given up. I'd say at best it's probably even. It just intuitively doesn't.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at the numbers, but intuitively I would think that at best we're even or we're slightly under.
Fumbles forced. Looking at the site here, I think we've only had 5. We've only forced 5 fumbles.
And how many recovered? I don't know.
If you go to NCAA.com, it'll have it because it has the roll-up stats.
Yeah, I know we should be dead last. I think Bethune is the one dead last on they're right there with us with 3rd down conversions. Yeah, but we should be last. Our percentage got to be bad.
What else was I was gonna bring up? Okay. The conference standings, 2 teams. We've moved. Look at that, fellas. We moved from 5th all the way up to 3rd. Which
you got to take it. Yeah.
Right back to where everyone predicted us to be, practically.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so let's get into this week's games within the SWAC. SWAC football schedule. UAPB, Alabama State. Alabama State needs to win, which I think they will, in order to have a shot convincingly. This might be the end of the Alonzo Hampton era. It was trending and looking so good for him, and then for a brief snippet, and then it just got bad.
Then everybody realized Southern was the worst team in the conference this year.
That part right there. That part. And everyone was like, whoa. Prairie View should take out the Delta Devils.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, every time I look at pictures of that stadium and see how many people are not at that arena, that's like, or that stadium, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
You'd think eventually people would start going. Alabama A&M, Texas Southern. It's kind of a meaningless game, but
maybe not for their coach. Maybe not for Texas Southern coach.
Oh, you think
Chris
Dishman
2 or
might
year
give
3?
Some kind of year 2 for Dishman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You think this might be some kind of?
No, Doc could save him.
Texas A&M, Texas Southern rather, 4-3, 5-5. Having a similar season like us. Middle of the road, kind of. Not too impressive, not too shabby.
Yeah, I don't think they should make a move, but I just been hearing, seem like, there's been chatter for some reason. And I'm like, well, this year too. I mean, they have some decent wins. They should have beat Prairie View at the beginning of the year. I mean, so I don't know why they would be chattering about them, but yeah.
The interesting game outside of the Florida Classic is Alcorn at Jackson State. The scenarios are this. Jackson State needs to win against Alcorn State, who has won 4 games in a row. I mean, next to Alabama State, Alcorn has the best and longest win streak right now in the conference. Rivalry game, Alcorn is currently 4-3, 5. If Alcorn wins this game, they're at 6-6 on the season. A lot of motivation for Alcorn in this game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of motivation.
Absolutely. They haven't had a signature win either, so I mean, this would be the win of all wins, and in the sport. Jackson State not going back to the Celebration Bowl and SWAC championship game.
Yep.
Yeah, and to that point, I believe this game gonna be close.
I think so. I think so too.
I think Alcorn State has a chance.
Yes,
they have a puncher's chance.
Well, yes, they do. I mean, they've got there's a lot of motivations and things on the Alcorn State side that, if Jackson State if 45, put like this, I don't think you'll have 50,000 people, but you could because it's a rival game.
Right.
And I think if you get a 50, 55,000 seat vet for this one, I think that could help Jackson State. They need everybody. They need every seat in the arena, in the stadium for them. They gonna need it. But if they get it, it'll be a big advantage for this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Alcorn is up to the task, so we'll see. That'll be the fun, exciting game.
Right. Now I'm interested. The quarterback supposed to be back. Morgan supposed to be back.
Is he?
Yeah, he's supposedly practicing a little bit. So
doesn't mean he'll play. I'd question as to whether to run him out there for this.
That's what I'm saying.
You'd have to be losing at half. You'd have to be losing at half for me to run Morgan out.
It's such an X factor if you do introduce him back into the game, because you just don't know after being out, and you still would think he's going to be favoring it, So, and the timing and all that, that's what makes this matchup also intriguing to me.
All right. Well, let's get to the Bethune game. Hold on. Let me just find my one nice little graphic here. Nope, that's last week. There we go. Florida Classic, Camping World Stadium. This is the third year for Coach Woody. Where is that? I had some cool little statistics for anybody who may have forgotten. FAMU has a 54-24-1 record dating back to 1925. Again, 54-24-1, and don't forget that 9-year stretch. Outside of that 9-year stretch, imagine what this thing would be. But again, that's almost a 2-to-1 ratio for those folks at home. Last year, FAMU won 41-38. FAMU's on a 4-game winning streak. Kelvin, Marcus, what's your prediction here? Bold prediction as well. Score and bold prediction.
Man.
Oh, hold on. Before we give that, let me give from last week. Let me recap, because Gail sent this to me. Shout out to Gail for, again, Gail said, well, the predictions suck again. But, good job, fellas.
I should have went with the passing game versus the running game.
Yeah. Let's see. Kelvin had a final score against Alabama A&M. These are the Alabama A&M bold prediction numbers. Kelvin had a 38-24 score, FAMU. He had 250-plus yards and a running back over 100 yards, Thad and Haley. So, yeah.
And combined, they didn't get 100, even though they averaged 5 yards a carry.
Right. I had a 45-28 score. I had a special teams touchdown and a defensive touchdown. Neither happened. Marcus had a 28-21 score and a 100-yard receiver. I think did we get a 100-yard receiver, Marcus?
Nope.
I think it was close. I think it was 90-something yards.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. Keith, Things Up Podcast, had a 35-28 FAMU score. Ashley had a 31-24 FAMU score. Tashay had a 31-21 FAMU score. So there's the numbers from last week. Okay, Marcus, go ahead. Score and bold prediction, or bold prediction and score, however you want to do it.
Bold prediction, I'm going to say Jamal Haley over 200 combined yards.
Ooh, you must have seen something about him coming out and catching balls out of the backfield, huh?
Okay. I think it's a good matchup, and I don't know. They're going to be keen on Thad, so I think he's going to have a good day. Final score, I'm kind of our weaknesses. If Bethune is what they were, I read Gerald's article. They were second in the conference or top of the conference in passing. and we haven't gotten much of a rush, and we've seen our DBs, looking at the back of jerseys every so often, whether it's running or passing. So I'm going to be the homer. I'm going to say 31-28 FAMU, but and we have shown a penchant for giving up big plays. So our weaknesses are playing into their strengths.
Okay. Kelvin?
I'm double down on this game, and it's gonna look similar to what I said for the last game. I think this was the game where Thad came and did his thing last year. I think that's still gonna be on the mind of the OC, and also because of how dangerous Bethune-Cookman is in the passing game. I mean, in on the offensive side as well as the return games. I think we're gonna want to run the ball more and focus on that. So Thad is definitely going over 100. I think he'll get a couple of touchdowns. I'm worried about the fourth quarter because we don't put teams away.
Yeah.
I think we'll have the lead going in the fourth quarter. Hopefully. I'm worried about keeping the lead in the fourth quarter, though. I really am worried.
We say we'll get the lead, but whether we hold on to it, that's a whole nother story, huh?
Yeah. But with that said, it's Classic Week. Damn them Wildcats, man. We gonna DDT them, man. We're gonna destroy them. We're gonna find them 11. We're gonna slap them in the mouth. That's how bold we're gonna be. So I'm going FAMU 38, Bethune 28.
Spicy.
Okay, we're even on the season for our turnover margin. We're 0. We got 6 turnovers, and we've given up 6 turnovers.
Yeah,
according to the NCAA stats.
Appreciate you, Marvin, for dropping that in there.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday, Kelvin. And congrats again to Dr. Chipman and the incomparable Marching 100. I wasn't sure. Was that the band of the year, and that was the final?
Yes, that was final.
I thought there was one. I thought they put it out earlier. I thought they waited until no, I guess I look at what week it is. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, but still,
that's surprising.
They have to, because you got to remember the bands who are chosen got to make travel arrangements and get prepared and all that kind of stuff.
I'm just trying to figure out how A&T, who had been number one, A&T had been either 1 or 2 practically every week, every poll that they did.
The last poll they did, though, and I pointed this out because you said it was pretty much FAMU and A&T. I said, no, if you look at how Southern scored, I brought it up. I said, if you look at how Southern is scoring, because I think Southern jumped us in October. And I think it might have been 4th in September. So I was like, well, Southern has a shot. So evidently they didn't like whatever A&T submitted for November.
Must not have. Okay, bold prediction. We score on the first offensive possession. I don't think that's something we have done all year. Score a touchdown. Let me rephrase. Score a touchdown, first offensive possession of the game. Have we seen a special teams touchdown this year?
I don't recall. I don't recall a return. Yeah.
I'm going to punt return touchdown. Punt return touchdown. Final score.
I would say kickoff before punt, but go ahead.
Final score: FAMU 41, Bethune 31.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm expecting points to get put up.
We scored a touchdown in the first quarter last game, but not on the first possession. We missed a field goal on the first possession. So Bryan's prediction is on the first drive that we get the ball, we scoring a touchdown. I make another bold prediction.
Yeah.
If we kick it in number 5, he's gonna score a touchdown. I predict that right now.
Attendance prediction.
5 or 6. Go ahead.
Okay. Attendance prediction. I'm gonna set the number. Let me see. I got it right here. I'm looking at the numbers the last few years.
Bethune-Cookman's really excited. They really excited. There's no parking, no more paid parking. By the venue itself that they control.
All right, I'm gonna set the number at 58.
And they've been sold out since like October. So
I'm gonna set the number at 58,000, plus or minus 58,000.
It's a good number because that's kind of probably the ballpark it'll be.
Interesting.
I don't know if they're gonna go in the stadium. That's the question. Rattlers are kind of finicky.
Who's gonna go in the stadium?
Some of our crowd.
Oh.
Some of our crowd. I don't know if they all gonna go in.
Well,
so with that being said, I would say under
58,000. Okay,
yeah.
Marcus, you want to jump in? Under or over 58,000?
I'm gonna say under.
Wow.
Only because, JB was saying, the enthusiasm of the last couple of weeks, even though they were single score games going in on Bethune's side, us, we've long lamented how our season is gone. And, coming off of everything going on in country and the state of Florida and economics and stuff, I don't know to what degree that's going to have an impact as well.
Okay. All right. Well, looking forward to it. Should be a good game. Expect the fireworks. Expect the shootout.
And some trick plays.
Yeah, and some trick plays. There's always some trick plays at the Classic.
Expect what you've been seeing, man. Expect two teams that don't play much defense to give up a lot of plays. That's what I'm expecting.
There you go. You might be on to something. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our show tonight. Again, got to thank Coach Gokhan Yilmaz for joining us. Thank you to Jerry Bell, Hail Wildcats. I don't know why I can't say it. Maybe I'm not supposed to be able to say it.
Yeah, the Hail Wildcats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them a shout out. Let them know you appreciate them coming on the show. Kickoff is 3:00 Eastern, 2 Central.
What y'all think about it being on the ESPN Plus platform
compared to what, ESPNU?
Yeah, classic. ABC.
Isn't it better eyes, a better signal on the ESPN
Well,
Plus?
I don't like. I don't like you. I agree with you. I'm glad it's not on you because you is not available on multiple platforms, right? But I just, but it's still a downgrade being on just the Plus platform.
Okay. Well, you might be right. But I guess I have a even if you have ESPN Plus, you can pick up ESPNU anyway. So it's kind of
well, that's one thing. Then that might help the attendance, though, it being on Plus.
Y'all really think under
the older folks don't like the extreme nothing. So that'll make them come in the stadium.
It'll be interesting to see what the crowd is like. Should be a good crowd.
Kelvin, to your point, I'm still on the NCAA stat website. We are second from last on third down percent defense. And Bethune, this is for all of FCS.
Right.
So out of 126 teams, we're 125th in terms of the third down defense, and Bethune is 104th. So both of us just like, giving up the ghost.
We all
giving up the ghost on third down.
Yeah. Yep.
Oof.
All right. Appreciate that, Keith. Exactly. Make sure to listen to the Rattler Football Network, Albert Chester, and myself. 96.1 Jams on iHeartRadio or on the interweb. So y'all make sure you come check us out, and we'll go there. Again, volleyball, if you can, tournament begins
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Lawson.
So I love the fact that we are prepared for Prairie View. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
And actually, I think in a regular season matchup, I think I took a peek at it earlier today, so it might not be completely accurate.
We lost 3-0, but those scores were close.
It was close. Yeah. It was like 25-19, 25-22, and 25-22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last two sets, and we were within 3 points. So I don't recall if it was close and just lost the last couple points, or if there was like a comeback at the end to make it look good. So I'm not sure how it actually fleshed out.
No, we were winning in a couple of those sets actually, and they closed the match on at least two of those sets. Yeah, now they were ahead on one, but yeah. So that was when our team was still trying to find ourselves though.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to Coach, he said some things.
He did.
He talked about this might be the time them one see go down.
I love the confidence. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Championship coach.
Yeah, but I hate the fact that it sounds like an administrative challenge. I rendered one player ineligible, and I guess it sounds like Ayani still recovering from the injury that she had in the championship match last year. And there was another one that he said one person is out due to that. One Ayani still recovering. I think there was a third player that indicated something going on, but I know they also mentioned some players stepping up in leadership roles that has helped and finding the right combination of players.
Well, it's really gonna help this team for next season.
Mm-hmm.
They will
got a young team.
Yeah.
And only two seniors.
Yeah. And you're gonna add those three players you're talking about into that mix with these, so plus the whatever transfer he goes get. So yeah. We'll be right back to dominate.
SWAC TV Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 Central. Make sure you download SWAC TV on all of your streaming platforms.
And actually, Brian, if you go back to that graphic, and I know it's already 11, so I don't want to belabor the point. But I think this is the first. It ain't me. Yeah, I know. I'm hanging in there barely. But it looks like because before we would have our game on ESPN, the championship game. But it looks like we're carrying it on SWAC TV.
Yeah, which they should. Which they should. Now again, I will once again. I don't know why the SWAC does this.
I don't know about the championship game.
No, they got it on there. They say it's on SWAC TV.
No. What I'm saying, you said that it should be on SWAC TV. Championship game, I like it on the big platform, more eyes. Because SWAC TV is an app, whereas ESPN is.
If it's
I'm
the same
telling you,
number
Bryan,
of people,
a lot of people do not do the streaming thing, man. It's not the same.
All right. Well.
Plus, you get casual fans watching, so it helps promote the brand. I mean, it may draw traffic to SWAC TV, but you're not going to get the channel flipper who's not the normal HBCU demographic.
All right.
downloading the SWAC TV app.
Right.
But if you're flipping ESPN on a Sunday,
the championship game I want on the big platform.
Yeah. And I'm surprised. I thought that was in the contract, but that's neither here nor there.
I think it's up to the conference.
Okay.
They get to choose what they want to put on the ESPN platform. So they trying to build up the channel, I guess.
Yeah, need to. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. We'll see you. I still haven't decided if I'm going to be at the women's basketball game on Friday night. I need to just flip a coin because we got a high school game. Our girls have a home game. So maybe I need to go and kind of be there, support them. So I don't know. But if you're there, Kelvin will be there.
I'll hold it down for you. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Kelvin will be there. I know the Orlando chapter will be there. Keith will be there. Things Up podcast, I'm sure. Maybe. I don't know. All kinds of tailgates. Go back and watch the Monday night review. Everybody's good tailgate plugs on where they'll be. I want to go to somebody's tailgate post game. And when we win, I need to go tailgate with somebody. Y'all let me know where y'all gonna tailgate at post game. That's what I'm talking about. That's where I need to be. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for tonight's show. Appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up and the like button on your way out the door. Thank you for watching. Share the show with your family and friends. Go download the BCSN Pod Zone everywhere that you listen to podcasts. Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon. Appreciate you checking out the podcast. We'll look for you on the Florida Classic streets. Have a great time tailgating here in Orlando. Go enjoy the activities. Enjoy the amusement park. Let's go make sure we support our women's basketball in Orlando Friday night. Go support the volleyball program in Tallahassee as they look to get to the championship for the 5th consecutive year. And, of course, we'll see everybody, hopefully, at the football game. All right, that's going to do it. For Marcus and Kelvin, I'm Bryan. Thank you for watching, everybody. Everybody be well. God bless.
Send Woody on down the road.
Let's go, Rattlers. Thanks.
Bon voyage, Woody. Bye-bye, Woody.
All right, peace out, everybody.
Wow.